let's check the stream's good before we start building anything. Make sure the stream's caught up, make sure the ads have played, make sure everything's rolled on, and then we'll get into what we're doing today. How is everyone? How are we doing? Any new Lego sets to build? I know Lego have announced a few new things as well. Can't wait to take a look at some of those. All right. And the stream's caught up. Let's go. We're still a bit early, so I won't start building until about 5 minutes time. But as you've seen, title and thumbnail, we'll be getting into the Falcon today. Starting that, it's taken us approximately 6 hours to build the X-Wing, to build the TIE Fighter. I think it took probably about 4 hours, we'll say, to build the A-Wing, which is just at the back here. Maybe I should build a little Death Star section for those. I still like the idea of an Endor. That sounds cool. Hello there, Raccoon23. Welcome. So, the Falcon. Well, first off, actually, before we get to the Falcon, Lego have changed their website again. How am I doing? I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing good. Yes, a late video today. I was still editing it when it was meant to come out. And I don't rush things here. It's ready when it's ready. It's there when it's there. So I hope you enjoy that. Let me grab the link for that. Just so you can watch it if you have to tab out of this stream. But other than that, I'm excited to get into the Falcon. I've been excited for this for quite some time. And it completes Yavin. We've got the X-Wing, we've got Vader's TIE, we've got the old Yavin. We've now built the trees. Still need to polish them up a little bit. Add a bit of green to this guy. Other than that, the Falcon is the missing piece of the puzzle. Maybe add in the other TIE Fighter on the other side as well to balance it out a bit. Don't know if that will look a bit too much. I quite like how open this side is. Here we go. Yes, today's video was so much fun to make. It really was. I would watch today's video. Let's put videos. Can you imagine multi-posting every single day? Woof. I've got enough ideas for it though. Yes, there's some new Lego sets. So Vader, Yoda's bust. I do plan on doing videos on them, especially when they come out. They're not quite a May release. They're more April Lego sets. Not April 1st. They are late April Lego sets, but more sets in April. I'm going to be so tempted to pick up Vader's bust because it comes out after my birthday. So, you know, might have a bit of cash to spend on a bit of Vader. It's before May 1st, so really you should wait for the gift with purchases. Oh, I didn't even put it in chat. There you go. There's the link for today's. I'll pin it. And yeah, it's a really good set. I can bring it up before we start building Vader's Falcon. Now there's a set that would look really cool. But at first, I used for the other builds the little smart play tag up here to get to the instructions of the builds. They've replaced it with Easter gifts. What does Lego recommend you pick up for Easter? Okay, Bugs Bunny, Spring Reef, which really hoping we get to see a few more seasonal builds. Reef's obviously a Christmas build. What if we got a Halloween one, we got a spring one. Wonder if they'll do like a summer one. That would be a bit awkward. But I do want to see more sets like this that blur the lines between the different holidays. Maybe we can get an Easter basket. Well, it wouldn't be an Easter basket at Christmas. What could we get? Not an Easter egg basket. A Christmas sock basket. Like eggs at Easter, stockings at Christmas. Maybe that will work. Where's the camera wonky? Maybe a Christmas sock basket. That sounds fun, but that sounds like it's actual socks. Whereas these are brick built. What could we sell instead of eggs? There's a Christmas version out there. We've got flowers, more bunnies. Yeah, I think this is pretty much all the flower. Oh no, look, F1 set. Oh, any Star Wars? Minecraft made it. Ninjago. Star Wars has to have made it. With their April sets, you can sort by theme any Star Wars. No Star Wars sets. We've got new Star Wars sets coming out. We've got Mando on the horizon. Those sets aren't out yet. Are all these sets out now? Is that they didn't want to advertise any future sets, right? 5 of them are on back order, but they have come out. The hamster with a flower, that's a good set. Tinks has built that. Sully, Mike and Boo. Unicorn Dream Cafe. Oh wow, this is an older one. Yeah, I don't know about the Unicorn Dream Cafe. I know the other three. No, Van Gogh isn't newer, is it? That's been around for quite some time. Double points. Not bleeding into April though, so we don't have to worry about that. Same goes with the Mando sets. Might as well wait for May. Great set. Cute hamster. It is. It is. Especially R1. Added that little top hat and microphone to it. So now I've got to search for the Falcon. And hope it comes up. Because they've hidden the Smart Play on top. There it is. Second one. Second. Smart Play is second. I'm going to say it's basically the cheapest. Because for £15 extra, you might actually be worth upgrading from this MIDI scale one. It's quite a bit bigger. And you can also then apply a lot of this detail onto the Smart Play ship. That is a good idea. I'm going to keep that one up. I mean, we're not going to finish it today, actually. I won't keep that one up. But I will be returning to that for some of the details. Hello there, Great Snow Blizzard. Welcome. All right, shall we get into it now? Shall we get into building the Falcon? One instruction book. How many bags? Must be at least 6 bags. At least. Minimum. Look how long it's taken to load. Slowly but steadily. I'm thinking even more than 6 bags now. Maybe it's pushing 8. I built something earlier today. It was one of the smallest builds I've put together on the channel. Actually, I didn't build it today, but I edited it today. It was in today's video, which you can watch pinned in the chat if you haven't already. And 2 bags. 2 bags it used for that. Really? How on earth? I want to know how many bags there are. So first, let's skip to the end. And then we'll go back. We'll build this from the start. Imagine trying to build this backwards. Like you can't go back and have a little look. You just get this page. And then you have to go back one. If you could put it together like that, that would kind of be impressive. I suppose it's a similar thing we did when building the Juggernaut without instructions. And that was fun. We should do that again. I almost did it for some of the Mando sets, but then I was thinking about it. And I'm probably going to be picking up, or I don't know if I'll be picking up a load, but I do want to build them as Lego have them. So I didn't end up doing them. Maybe later this year we can build more sets without instructions. Had to restart YouTube. Internet's not with us today. Oh dear. Fingers crossed for this stream. And fingers crossed I haven't skipped the bag already. Because we've been going for quite some time here. And I did look away. Oh, 8. 8 bags. We don't even get 8 minifigures. And they decide to put the 2 droids in bag 8. Okay, that's quite nice actually. This is what I did for my droid. Added it to the bottom so you don't have the hollow top. I didn't though use this because I think a minifigure head can fit a Technic pin. I don't remember if that's illegal or not. We'll have to test that when we get to bag 8, but whoa, we've got a ways to go first. Let's start off right at the top. This piece I will be replacing. It's part of what we're doing today, making the Falcon deeper. I don't want to be building the Falcon with that Technic frame that they use in the art sets. I want to have it deep enough to have minifigures standing up when the top of it's closed. That is the aim. That's what we're going for. We're going to start off. Yeah, I think we start off as the build goes. Let's see what I can find. What I can't find, I'm sure I'll be able to part out a lot of grey parts. Also, with, you know what, we'll get to it. Let's not get ahead. We'll get to it when we get there. There are a few parts that I'm going to have to nab from other projects not built yet. From other plans. Just the one. We'll keep the bag of them nearby. Just in case we need a few more. Which we're probably going to need quite a few more of these. Don't know just how many, because I think these close in on all the 4 sides. I'm intrigued with this Falcon. My biggest intrigue before building it is how they do the base, because every Falcon I've built, the Dark Falcon, the Force Awakens Falcon, and I guess I've got to exclude all of the polybags and mini Falcons, but all the playset Scout Falcons that I've built have used Technic bricks of various quantities on the base, and I'm hoping that this, for the most part, outdoes them. They could have tried plating them together. I understand why they didn't. One plate snaps, the whole thing goes kaboom. But this is looking good because we've got a load of plates on the bottom here. Got some good faith in this set. Definitely going to need a ton of those 1x2s. Definitely. Definitively. And let's try and keep the right colours. Dark bluish grey. We don't want to be swapping those out too soon, just in case we need a few of the lighter grey ones for the exterior. Let's double check that. Yes, I do have the full chat, not just the top chat. If you're not seeing messages in the chat, make sure you've got live chat on and not top chat. It's a feature you should be able to toggle in settings, which one you'd rather see first, but right now, that's not available to us. Ooh, used a few of these earlier as well, didn't I? 1x1s in grey. Should have these bagged up elsewhere. Oh, no, there's one. That will do just fine. It's the slopes that are the problem. Oh no, wait! Oh! I should do this more often. Build random things during the day and have the parts ready to go of an evening. 2x8. Yeah, if you don't want to discuss the bus just because I'm doing a video on them later, we could talk about them now as we're building this. That Yoda, I think we bought it up the other day. Wow, that Yoda is not going in my basket, that's for sure. No way. Gonna file a restraining order against the new Yoda bus. I think Lego, hot take, Lego should just drop Yoda. I think Lego are trying to reimagine Yoda in ways Yoda should never be imagined in your worst nightmares. Just drop Yoda. Maybe come back in a few decades. Focus on Grogu. Grogu is so cute. Yoda's creepy. Yoda gives everyone nightmares. Specifically Lego Yoda. Other companies do other company things, but Lego. Just first we had the brick built character back. Ooh. Years and years ago. How long ago was the first? Like 2000 and something, single digits, I think. And that was all right. That one was all right. And then they redid it. The eyes weren't there. Silver lining, you are right. At least the new Yoda will release a lot of new olive green parts. Yes, as someone who likes to build in olive green, look at your Dewbacks, look at your Grogus even. Grogu could do it. Maybe less so Grogu. Grogu's more... I use olive green for Grogu. But Grogu could get away with a brighter green. Being young and all. More slopes, more studs. Yeah, the parts are really the best thing going for it. And the price. It's not too bad. It's what, £35? One of the most affordable Yoda. Yeah, Grogu is more sand green. Oh yeah, even my Grogu's sand green. I thought that was olive green the whole time. So it is nice to get some new olive green parts. Because outside the Dewback, I can't name any other build that's come out with them from Lego. Not in that quantity. They're usually used sparingly. Even for Yoda though, there's a lot of tan in there. But I'm sure there's some new tan colours and recolored elements. Because even tan isn't a colour we get too much. When we get it, we get a lot. But whenever tan shows up, it's usually Mos Eisley or... There's a few other builds that have had, like dark tan for the Yavin. We don't get a lot of tan. We just get a lot of it when we do get it. Generally, olive green's a bit... I think olive green is quite a bit more rare. Sand green is one of the cheapest colours you can order off Lego. It's up there with red. That's how cheap it was. Because when I made a custom minifigure display that had a few minifigures in it, I remember sand green for, it was the 1x2 plates with a clip on it. There wasn't a red one at the time, but sand green was the cheapest color I could get all in all. And I used that for both my displays. I had a red base plate, a blue base plate, and wanted to get red and blue, but they didn't have the red clips, and blue was slightly more expensive for some of the parts. So I ended up going with sand green. That was the color I chose. Olive green, even today, would be so expensive. You better start getting some sand green ones and painting them. That's what I'd do. Get some sand green, get a similar color, so that when you do paint them, they don't look too weird. And then add a little splash of color or a different shade. Or display it far enough away that you don't notice it's the wrong color. What I'm excited for is whether, like, how many of the side characters we'll see, because we do get the Doug in the Mando and Grogu trailer that is all like Yoda wisdom, or not Yoda wisdom, actually the opposite of what Yoda was saying to Luke. There's a really nice scene in the trailer which mirrors, is it Empire? It must be Empire, so well, of Luke training with Yoda. And it's a Doug on a chair. I'd love to get another Doug, because Sebulba, I have 2 Sebulba minifigures and both of them are missing their legs. They got droid arms as legs. I'd love a stronger element or a more up-to-date piece. I think the cheapest Lego color to order on Bricklink is lime green. Hopefully that's true for Brick Owl as well. If so, I might have to place a few orders. That is my color. That's perfect. So the main way we're going to deep dish the Falcon, as I say, with a pizza in the thumbnail, is to replace this element here with either a 16x16, which I think this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, 16x16, which would require a 12 wide Technic brick, not a problem, and then a few corners, and we'll lock that in at the top. And that's how it's, I don't see another option. I don't see another way we can do it. It drops it down by a brick, does add an extra plate on the bottom, but that'll be secure as that's where it's resting. Hello there, Lucasio. Welcome. So let's see if we've got, what I say, 16x16. We've got a few of them in here, a load of road plates. They're going to be useless. We could also get a 16x16 base plate at the bottom. This is green. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Although if your thumb's green, probably go see a doctor about that. I don't know what you've done to make it green, but that's not good. We've got some dark tan. Oh, here's a grey one. That's a 20x20. A light tan, dark tan. We are going to be covering this up, or we can use some 8x16s. If we don't have any 8x16s, I'll use one of those. But if we can make it grey, I think that's the way we got to do it. 8. Oh. Still need to fix up the chair. All right. Easy way we can do it. We know it's 8 wide. That would be 16. Yes. 8x16, and we didn't have to calculate the math. So now we just need the other parts that I said about. What was it? Technic, corner bricks, none of which are over here. But I know corner bricks are down here. What, 4? 4, 1. Good enough. 2. Completely missed. 3. And 4. Oh, I was going for the blue tub. I tried. Almost got there. And these are just filling the corner. Always chaotic on these streams. Where did the last piece go? There you are. The 1x12s will also fill the gap. The reason we're using 1x12s and not using a mix of Technic bricks is because we might need all of these Technic holes on the side. It's just safer to go with a 1x12 if we've got them. You could break it down, have a little look ahead. That's going to take generally quite a bit more time as well, because there's no knowing that these elements are going to be used quickly or not either. 3 out of 4, you know, I'll take that. That's not a bad ratio. 1, 2. Come on. Perfect. Look at that. And now we've got a little recessed Technic brick, which would be rubbish for the art sets if we had a little hole going down in the middle. Imagine how many 1x1s it would take to fill this. We could calculate it. I'm not gonna, but we could calculate it. Still not gonna. We can start attaching these and there'll be one plate up. It also takes pressure off the rest of the ship. After building the A-Wing, oh, I've got to get back to Lego about the A-Wing as well. Because I don't think Lego like the fact. I will admit, customer service, they're probably not building Lego in their spare time. I contacted Lego about it. And I don't think they liked too much the fact that I'd modified the A-Wing already. Because it does look like I've just made a ton of mistakes in it. But actually, I'm just trying to improve the rest of the model to my liking. And yeah, that's still ongoing. So I'll let you know where that goes. The rest of this, I guess I just drop it down and have this as some sort of side. Because once again, we're modifying it. And I don't want to add all these plates, tiles. Look at all these. Oh, we need that. But look at all these other tiles that are contributing to the part count. So many of them. Bag 22. And we're not even 22 minutes into the stream. Like, what? What is going on? Are you in the middle? Is there a middle? Yes, there is a middle. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th. That looks pretty middle to me. So I've got to get back to Lego on that and just prove that I have, go through step by step, prove that I've built the instructions for that section as they want it. And make sure, first off, that I have built the instructions as they want it. And show that it's an actual problem with the set and not something that I've made up. Which, fair enough. Nothing against Lego. You never be too sure. So it's just going to take a bit more time, which, if this is a genuine issue and I haven't done anything wrong, which you can go back and watch the stream, I'm pretty sure I built it as I should have. I hope that's not too hard to get out of there. And yeah, it is surprising given how many people flooded to the turbo tank. I could rebuild it back to the original model, and I have started to do so with like the engines, just to show that it is all the same. I think the big problem is the slopes on the front and the fact that I filled in the back as well. Where the trigger is, I think they're just unsure if that's pushing the engine. Although, that would be pushing the engine the way Lego want it. Because the whole point is the engines go up too far. So it's really only the 1x2 slope. And I did change the chi slope on the inside to the rounded off brick, which actually worsens the problem. So you might be able to get away better with the 1x2 slope. Because the issue we had on stream was the 1x2 slope was slightly like pressing against it. It wasn't the end of the world, but there was some bowing at the back of the engine. When you add the slope, it levels out the engine. So there's just no way you can get the rounded off, the rounded off piece on the bottom of the ship. It seems to be impossible. So I guess I'll keep you posted on that. Oh, this has got to be up one. That's what we run into over here. We've got to be up one more, so a bunch of 1x8s or 1x6s will do the job. Let's grab a mix. 1x6s in grey. Although, really, it should be dark bluish grey, which is on the desk. Ah! Yeah, that's one of the ways where mocking out a Lego set before I've actually built it probably isn't the best thing. Because it could genuinely be something that I've misplaced or misbuilt. But I think we followed the instructions up till that point. I'm trying to think of other modifications that we made to the ship. And there's none that could have poked the engine out. Only like the chi slopes built it back in. So we'll have to rebuild it into the original model and see what's going right or not. What we should do, actually, rather than rebuilding the original model, if I build it again up to that step, that would be better for them to see. Because like I say, this is just general customer service. This isn't the designers, so they don't know much what goes into it. They just know that my one isn't what they see on screen. And that's probably where the problem's at. It'd be different if I had the build that wasn't going to plan. Gray tiles will keep you out, just in case you need it. Ooh. 2x4. You might even be able to do this using mostly pieces from the set. This 2x4, you just spin one of these around, get a 1x4 next to it. Jumpers can still be used. I haven't seen any 1x3s in grey yet. I'm sure they're in the ship somewhere. Big old Falcon we're building today. And then, any more tiles? Come on. That's just screaming for a 2x4 of any type. 2x4 plate, tile, something for the cockpit would be nice. Ooh. I'm assuming this is the front middle bit, because that's the only bit that I can think of that sticks out like this. The engine back there. This must be off to the side, because then we have the cockpit coming out here and the bonus bit built in. Oh, there we go. More 2x4s. Oh, all the way. Huh. All the way out. Okay. Okay, let's build this as close as we can to the original as well, just in case we find something off with this. Send images to Lego and they're like, hold on, where's the middle of the Falcon gone? It's missing. Yeah, about that. It's interesting, the torsos for the summer wave of sets are being leaked, considering we haven't even seen the May UCS set yet. I didn't even know the torsos were being leaked. I might have to bring those up and have a little look. Anything interesting? Oh no, we have seen one. We saw one ages ago. Because the summer wave is the Imperial shuttle pilot. And that torso leaked time ago. It's been out there for a while. Let's get the jumpers before I forget. Maybe some of the other tiles as well. Yeah, that is nuts. I mean, Lego are tightening their security. You'll notice that a few of the leakers that post quite a few leaks have gone quiet, and Lego have removed so many leakers off social medias because they're not being, I mean, there's no smart way to go about leaks. I understand Lego's half. You want to get rid of them as quickly as possible. But at the same time, Lego, when they have something ready, torsos are different. But when they have entire sets ready, they just need to go for it. Put it out. Sometimes they'll wait and announce them at a big event, especially Smart Play. But otherwise, I think they should just put them out when they have it ready. The most common type of leak is when Lego uploads it to their website, but don't fully upload it. So they'll upload it, they'll upload images, but they won't make them public, and someone tries to data mine it. And at that point is when Lego should just publish them. Get them ready to go. Dr. Pershing and an Imperial Lieutenant have been leaked. Be the first lieutenant since the UCS Star Destroyer. Oh, that was 10 something years ago? Maybe, no, really? Yeah, 2016. That was before, I want to say it was before Force Awakens. I don't know if I'm pushing it too far back. But that was around the time that was one of the first big ships. It's one of the ones that started it. Oh, you had like the old X-Wing, but it was the new style and everything. Must have been. Must be getting on now. Do we need another Star Destroyer? Is that something that we could see Lego make? I mean, Lego could make anything, but is a Star Destroyer... would that be made? I think maybe Thrawn's Star Destroyer when it returns and he's the big Doctor Doom level threat, then we could get Thrawn Star Destroyer. Until then, maybe not. This element here has been everywhere. The one added in step 2. We've seen it in the Falcon. We saw it in the video earlier today, and we've seen it in the Falcon. No, we've seen it in Vader's TIE, the video earlier today, and we've seen it in the Falcon. And so it's not everywhere. It wasn't in the X-Wing. It might have been in the A-Wing, or it might have been the other inverted slope. But LEGO have used it so much, and still, again, this piece is a really cool piece. I don't want LEGO to get rid of it, but I haven't seen one example where it's been needed for the build and couldn't be replaced with a cheese slope and bracket. At this point, I don't even know if I must own a few of these. I've got to own a few of them. I just never use them. They're in the corner somewhere collecting dust. I can't help but substitute them. Oh, not meant to be in there. There's a few of them in here. What did I get that had a ton of those in? And where did I put the squared off Technic pieces? Nope. Not in here. Nope. 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 I have a feeling they're in one of these newer drawers. Hello there, Vaughn! Or should I say, Maul Bricks? I need Darth Maul. Darth Maul, someone that needs another display. We were playing... Tinks and I were playing... Fortnite Odyssey, I think it was. I'm trying to remember what we saw. It was a part of the Lego Star Destroyer that looked like the top of Maul's head. Might have been a blown up engine or something like that. And we need another buildable Maul. Maybe not buildable Maul, but maybe like a Maul head. That would be cool. A Dathomirian, something for the Maul show. I'm not counting the mech. The mech doesn't count. We need something else. Something that's specific to the Maul show as well. Gives us a few characters, just a one-off set. That would be cool. I think they're all the way over here. One-off set for the Maul show. Odyssey. It was Odyssey. Yeah, I think it was the engine. It was something that was spiky. I'm thinking maybe an engine if like you tear the top off and it's still got the wiry bits up the side. That would kind of look like Maul's head. Probably got a screenshot of it as well. Wait a sec. Oh, we found him! We found him on the bottom drawer! I was about to not give up. I was about to brick it out. Excited for the Maul show, so much so. Maul bust. You got the mech. It's an alternate build. It's got an alternate build for a throne room? The mech? What? How are people turning that in? Oh, that is nuts. I love an alternate build. You can't beat them. Oh, might this be the workstation at the back? Oh, okay. And this would be the cockpit. Or a mandible. One or the other. I will say, I was expecting this to be a lot of... Honestly, not a lot of Technic. I don't know what I expected. Just like supports and then a lot of plates stuck up between them. I'm liking all these 2x2 Technic pieces. The power source. Yeah, I think it's the top 2 bits of an Imperial Star Destroyer. There's one crashed on Odyssey, and I went to revisit that now that we got those Ninjago weapons. Oh, Imperials do not stand a chance against Ninjago weapon. It was a legendary Ninjago weapon, so that does play into it as well. But wow, was it so different than I first remember. Go into the Star Destroyer when it first crashes on your screen and just getting owned by the first snowtrooper I see. Not even one of the officers. It was just a straight up regular snowtrooper. I got absolutely owned. And then going back with those Ninjago weapons, and I was the one doing the owning. Getting those getting those frost bears and everything. Really going all in on them. If you've just got the mall mech, check out the video. We added an extra 6 legs to the back. If you only have one of the mall mechs, I don't know how hard the parts are to get. I think the legs are built with fairly cheap parts, but we added a bunch of legs to the back for the Clone Wars version. That's something that they should have brought out instead of the mech. That'd have been it's in the realm of the X-Wing mech, in the sense of it's not just a character. The X-Wing mech played on Luke's Red 5 X-Wing. And a similar thing for Maul. If we had spider legs and a spider butt, that would have made it so much better. Alright, where is another one of these? Where are my 1x3s? I bought them just for this purpose. And no way I've used them all already. Bunch of red 1x3s. Maybe I have. Alright. Whoa, I'm going to have to order more of those. Good thing is that this is on a little gap here. Yes. Oh, no. Not the way we've done it. You need a 1x3 to cover that gap. 1x2 will work. A 2x4 brick. Hold on, a 2x4 brick, light bluish grey. I forget that I can't just pull the brick bag out. I need to angle it. Come on. When do we ever get the chance to use a 2x4 brick in any colour in a Lego set? So much so, I've taken them out the drawer and I've put them in an overspill bag just down here, because I only ever use these guys in mocks. We rarely get to use them in a Lego set, as you can tell by the dust collecting on them. Oh, I think things. Oh, it's got in my eye. The 2x4s fought back. Yeah, they're just here collecting dust. That is crazy. Crazy good. Love that. Don't mind using more of them as well, so I won't put them fully back. 2x4 in the Falcon, besides the Smart Brick. The Smart Brick is a 2x4, but it is not the 2x4 we're looking for. A nice 1x2. Profile brick. I can't say the nice profile brick. If I had to choose, I'd choose the masonry one. But it's got the wooden effect on it. And wouldn't you know, it looks pretty good. Right, let me get up the Maul Ribrickable. What's the number? Does anyone know the number for the Darth Maul mech? Snap. When they put those, I guess two of the same would be confusing. The Golden Grill. Golden Grill. I assume they're going to be covered up because Golden Grills, they look a little, unless it's drawing your attention for a reason, because there is one in the middle. There's two spinny bits. Maybe one of those spinny bits, you know, the turntable, the 2x2 spinny bits. There's a spinny bit, and there's a spinny bit in tan. Wait, there's one in black. They do them in tan now? They tan now? Look, one in black and one in tan, so that you know which one is which. I don't think I have any of those in tan. I have them exclusively in blue, red, and black. And that is all. That's nice to see. But it's probably going to cover whatever that piece is. Especially if it's got a 6x6 or a 6x something. So do I grey it out on the off chance that it is visible? Perhaps I do. And that goes right by the Technic. Right, starting at the final pin. And pushing in a little bit. Oh yeah, I was going to look. Oh. See what else we got a little look at. Let's see, because I know there's a load of sets coming out, not all just Star Wars, but a load of new IPs. Ooh, ooh, this is good. All right, I'm gonna remember that for afterwards. Nice. Not much more news for Star Wars though, and it's so close. We are almost a month away from May. No matter when it is, it could be Christmas. That's still going to sound crazy. It'd be crazy if we were a month away from May at Christmas. But no matter when it is, it seems like May is always closer than it should be. Always is. So if that's the back, this is the side, and the other side is the not side. So this is the right side, but it seems to be, oh, it is very similar to the back end here, except for where we've got the piece that slides in and out, we're going to have some brackets so that we can cover it up, hide that part of the ship away, and also hope that it's a bit more secure, because we're going to get, all right, let me guess, we're going to get a 2x8 in the middle here, and then seeing what we need for the next step, might as well. And then we're going to get some sort of plate or even tiles to go over the top. That should secure it in. Oh, corner. Corner instead of a 2x2. And then that will hold down the bracket and the plates on top. But this lone bracket is pulling a lot of weight for what it is. We must get some more brackets on top. This is just to lock it in. So light grey, dark grey, black. I think I have more dark greys. Like that there. But the fact we don't have this bracket on the one literally next to it, next door. Oh, not the right slope. Next door, we just have a regular plate. I think that's the perfect opportunity to put a little bracket in there. Make it so that it's just a bit stronger, unless it doesn't stretch that far, unless this is alone. Maybe this is where you clip the hanger, not the hanger, the hammer. You pick up Yavin and you clip it to the side of the Falcon as it flies off. Yeah, we've got it on the other side. Why not? Why not a little fancy bracket? Or even better, on top. Oh, maybe they're using the new bracket. Maybe on top of here, you can fit the new 2x2 bracket. That would be awesome. That would truly be awesome. Another corner, and no cockpit this side as well. I realized I'm using black inverted slopes. I meant to be using dark bluish gray, but I've swapped that out. Let's not focus too much on the underside of this ship. We'll just glance at it from time to time. Do I have another dark gray instead of light? And a dark gray plate. Oh, on top, just the one. Just the one. So the corner probably has something overlapping onto it. Oh. Instead of it, yes. So that can't be the clip. Unless it can. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Maybe Lego are gonna pull a fast one on us and get us to detach these brackets, just pop the whole side off in a couple of steps time. Yes, you've done all that work. Now on, oh, it's not a 2x8, it goes the entire length. That looks like a 14. Do we have 2x14? That looks too long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. What about you? Nope, you're short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I bet this is the same 16 that I just picked up. All right, you're in here somewhere. Too short. So you're all too short. Too short, way too short. Too short. Really too short. Too long. We're getting some. Nope. We're not getting somewhere. You're hidden for a reason. Because you're in the wrong drawer. You're not a 2 by anything. Same as you. 2 by 16. Wait, where are the... Oh! They are hidden. I've bagged them. I don't have a lot of them. But they are 2 by 14s. That's worrying. That is an unhealthy amount of 2 by 14s. I could probably count them on 3 hands. Oddly specific, but if it gets the job done. And then more Technic bricks. Nice. That is a nice combination. Because we can do what we've been doing. Actually, that is a short one. Do we have... Oh, they're in the back. That's how small that piece is. They're still bagged. In tan. As long as you only want one of them. Because my other tans are currently being used. And by being used, I do mean they've not been parted out yet. They're not really being used as much as they're in use right now. So you can pop this one out. Now, you can't pot it out all the time. In this specific example, you can swap out the 1x3 Technic beam for, I will keep you out, for a 1x2 with the 2 holes and a 1x1. But the only reason you can do that is because of this piece, pinning them down, holding them together, and that also allows you to have them bridge that without filling in the gap. And that is if you can find a 1x1 in black that has the pinhole. Hey, I thought that had the axle. And that's secure enough that it's not going to go anywhere and wants you to add a few more of those plates. I quite like this. This is feeling like Lego. This isn't, they've made a bunch of new slope elements for the front because they couldn't design it with Lego bricks. Kind of raises an eyebrow when that happens, like with the recent A-Wing. But this is also, oh, a chance to sneak a little 2x2 with 2 studs in there. And it's a pink brick. Whoa, I missed that earlier. Pink plate. Do I have a 1x2 in pink? But it feels like an actual Lego build when it's built with Lego. If they need to design new parts, one of them's fine. It makes it easier. It will hold it together a bit stronger. And when you're talking about Lego, primarily used for kids, you do need to have the strength from that used in or maximized in it. This, yeah, so far this has felt the most like Lego out of all the sets we've built from this line. Hello there, Amitala. Hello there. Surprised to how big the 2020 Playscale 8080 is. Oh yes, had to bend the knees quite a fair bit to get it to fit on your IKEA shelf. I removed the, you might remember actually, I removed the thighs. I think I removed the thighs and had the little one sat in the city towards the end of it. That was super cute with the smaller legs. Even more so than the newer one. Oh, the gingerbread one. We've recolored it. That's the gingerbread one there. But the Playscale one, that is cool. Ask away. Ask away. What else did we need? A plate on the end. This one's shorter. A 2x10, which should bridge that distance in grey. I think we've had a few 2x10s in here, but I know they are stored in another drawer. Perfect. Let me get a shiny one. What was my first Lego set? The first Lego set I remember was one of the smaller, I think they were Turbo Racers in like 2005. It was one of the boxes that you could, I think this, I don't know if I'm misremembering the packaging, but I remember the plastic boxes that you pop the top off and it folds out into a little race mat. You can have a slope and it acts as like a garage, that sort of thing. But the first Lego Star Wars set, or the first set that I've still got built was this Clone Walker battle pack. And I still have it built. I've rebuilt it plenty of times over the years, and I did have to replace one of the stickers because it wasn't as good as new. The other one still is. Surprising how much it's holding up. Nothing's broken. Even the dark red hasn't cracked. Would it have if I kept the set built? Maybe. But that's the first. That's my first set. Same. First one is a plastic box too. Those racers, they missed something with the new baby racers, because if there'd have been anything like that, I would have got so many of them. Nowhere to put them. But I still think they should have perforated the garage door on the box so that you could still use it as a garage. Those plastic box racers were, they were genius. They blew my mind as a kid. Ooh. Ooh, okay. What is this we're building? They were so much fun. And the different ramps, and you could connect them with Technic pins as well. I think between me and my brother, we had so many of them that you could pop and play. I'm gonna make a cheeky little swap here as well. That 2x2 and the 1x2, I'm going to combine into a 2x3, just for security reasons. Nothing else. Get that in there. But the one with a wrecking ball machine was your first. Oh, nice. I can't remember my particular first. I probably got like 2 of them for a birthday. But I'd be able to go through and search the early waves, and I'd remember distinctly which ones I had, which ones I remember getting later. And it's crazy how you can just look at a Lego set and remember, oh, like you have distinct memories playing with it. I find that so interesting. Oh wait, this is in one of the weird drawers, isn't it? I remember almost giving up when finding this piece, and I think it's down here. I think it's literally scraping by either the bottom or it's one of the few up. It's definitely not in these ones, because that I'd remember. But it's like right, is it the farmost bottom drawer? Oof, okay, that was the Technic bricks from earlier. What else is down here? No plates. Was it down here? Yes, it was down here. I remember this from the A-Wing? I think it was the A-Wing. We had to find one of them. I spent ages going through every single drawer and finally dropped it down there. Oh, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the community. Yours was the cargo plane from City. Another great set. Your first Star Wars set was the Separatist shuttle. Need to order the parts to restore them both. Definitely. I'd love to build a Separatist shuttle. It's one of very few Star Wars sets now that I haven't built. I've been crossing a ton of them off my wish list recently. And thanks to all your support, we managed for 10,000 subscribers to get the UCS Jango Fett Slave 1. So maybe for 20,000 subs, do you think Lego would release a Separatist shuttle? UCS size, massive one. I think they could because of how much it looks like a Beetle. I think it would appeal to sci-fi fans and outside of Star Wars, which works for like the X-Wing as well. Many sci-fi fans will pick it up because it looks, I mean, it looks like an X. Looks like an X from the oh, what's the Latin alphabet in Star Wars called? Canonically, it's an X, despite English not existing. You're into Thomas the Tank from 3 to 6, and then Lego, then till now. What? Oh, I love the wooden Thomas the Tank. I can't believe for a period they stopped making them, and I know they've gone back and made a few wooden trains, but can't believe they tried to transition into plastic. Those wooden Thomas trains. My parents have still got all my wooden playset, and whenever younger relatives come round, it's always out. It's either that or Lego. Classic childhood games right there. Cannot be beat, and I don't think you'd wanna. There's not much improving you can do. Especially, it's the original hand-eye coordination. I'm throwing Lego bricks around left, right, and center. Maybe I didn't play with Lego enough. It was my favorite Star Wars movie, number 2, Attack of the Clones. That's my favorite, and as of Google a couple days ago, apparently it's the greatest movie of all time. I don't know if that's because it's my favorite movie. It definitely knows that. It definitely knows I've watched Attack of the Clones more than any other Star Wars movie. Yeah, maybe even Clone Wars. Because I haven't watched the Clone Wars movie too much. I normally go straight into the series. So if it does know that, it's played me. But when I Google it, it's the greatest movie of all time. Maybe it's also the one that comes up so much. That and Empire come up a lot of the time when Star Wars fans are talking about it, the greatest movie of all time. Usually the second one. Probably similar to the sequels, because The Last Jedi was so split decision that if you like the sequels, maybe you do like a little bit of Last Jedi. But Attack of the Clones, up there for me. Battle of Geonosis, oh, I could list for days the Lego sets I want from Geonosis. Between that and the Clone Wars, there's so many good scenes. Still waiting for a Master Builder Series Pentrocchi Arena. I think that is up there. I went for the Mos Eisley Master Builder Series. Happy to have built that. And the UCS Slave 1 from Attack of the Clones. If I had to get a Master Builder Series from Attack of the Clones, it would be the Pentrocchi Arena. There'd be a few other good ones as well. I mean, mostly the Droid Factory from Geonosis. That would be a good Master Builders. Get a few minifigures in that. Give us a new Dooku. Give us a new Grievous at the table. Was he at the table? Was he? We got New Gunray. We get all the Separatist leaders. What a Master Builder set that would be. Crazy good. Ooh, a little gap there. Is that... Do you think that's because we've raised the platform? Like if we had the base raised by 1, would that still fold up? No, it still folds up. Okay. I have to hold that. Support it when we're placing parts down. Oh, Dexter's Diner. That would be awesome too. Any excuse for a Grievous. It's tragic. It's actually tragic that we have, like, forget about the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker for a second. It's tragic we still haven't seen Grievous return. They're going to start adding Where is Grievous or missing Grievous posters to Lego Star Wars sets. Just because it's been so long. Do we have a day count? I know it's been years. But is someone counting the day? This chair is bugging me out. I thought I just rolled over something. I rolled over the wheel. Okay. Maybe I could add some fancy floor to the base. It looks empty. I do have a plan to fill this. I'm going to use a lot of the parts from the holiday diorama from years ago. Last Christmas, we added a fancy computer. Got to add that with the chair. I've got it actually just down there. We've got the hollow chest table as well. We've also got... We could try and add the doorway if there's room. Or at least the bottom half of the doorway. And that's what I'm going to fill in here. And I'm also thinking... The holiday diorama had a lot of jumpers. This is the part that I was talking about. Had a lot of jumpers. And... not really necessary. But it's an awesome part. I love this. Okay. This is good. I'm going to be swapping that out. I don't own any of these brackets yet, but I'm going to be adding some jumpers and grills to the floor because that looked quite snazzy when Lego did it. So I'm taking that one out of their book. Yeah, I don't own any of these new brackets, but I want to place an order. This is my excuse right here to place an order for a ton of these on Bricklink. Well, Brickow. Don't use Bricklink anymore. But same, you know? So instead of these brackets, you can get them down here. Also, I'm not a fan of Lego placing two of the same pieces on top of each other. It's not a problem if it's done once, maybe even twice. I think I'd let Lego get away with it if the set's good, but I'm not a massive fan of it. So I'm happy to be swapping out these 2x2s on top. And this is the same for both sides as well, just to make sure it's really in there. And you know what? We can add the 2x2 up here. It's covered by this piece. Same on both sides. Sure, we'll need more 1x2s in grey. Some chairs and a little table. The Holiday Falcon does have a little dinner table. So maybe we can nab the dinner table off that. I don't know if there is there's the hollow chest chairs, which is the round one, with a hollow chest table where Chewie and 3PO R2 sit down. So we could get 3PO, Chewie, R2 down at the table. We got Han at the computer. We got Luke well, technically Kenobi's on the chair. Han's on the stool, which I don't remember if we added. I don't think we did add it to the holiday diorama. Either that or we did and I completely forgot about it. But there is a stool next to the computer as well where we can get Kenobi or Solo. Luke standing up. Leia's not on the Falcon yet. So maybe we can switch it up. We get in a New Hope cockpit. What if, no, Lando's on top, isn't he, for Empire? We could get Lando and 9 in the cockpit. We just need to find somewhere to get Leia. Maybe Leia can be on the outside with a Minox. She sacrificed herself to save everyone else. Oh, we could put Leia on the top of the Falcon. Maybe a Hoth layer on the outside. We create a few scenes from different Star Wars movies. I can't leave out Leia. Where there's a will, there's a way. Oh, and another bracket down there. Hello there! Thanks for hanging. Happy you got Grievous's speeder. Oh, I got it for a birthday gift with Mace Windu, which was the first time I got Mace Windu, and with Grievous. And at the time, it was the same with Grievous's, the one with Kenobi, Grievous's Starfighter as well. And that's the exact same. Any set with Grievous, it comes out, and everyone's like, wish it was a little cheaper. And then it retires, and you're kicking yourself you didn't pick it up. I was so convinced that the Airborne Trooper would be coming in the ATTE, and then when it didn't, I convinced myself it'd be coming in the Battle Pack, and then we didn't get a Battle Pack, and now I'm just in limbo waiting for it. I ended up picking one up, so I've now got a 212 Airborne Trooper, or I had one. Oh yes, just down here. Maybe I should move that with my other 212 figures. Let me take out the one from Kenobi. You go there. And you go with your other 212 figures. There we go. Got the clone Airborne. The Airborne Clone Trooper. But the fact that it came out in a set and I didn't pick it up, I gotta live with that now. I'm so happy I got Grievous's speeder. I do think it was quite oversized. But a smaller one would have worked in a scene if they added that as a bonus, which is what modern day Lego has started doing. Oh, I'm going to grab a whole stack of these. Because I didn't think there'd be much tan in here. There's me at the start of the video, at the start of the stream, saying, didn't say but I did say about how much Lego use tan for tan buildings and nothing else, and now we've used so much tan here, but they've double stacked 2x2s. I wouldn't have minded if they just recolored the 2x2 2-plate thick like engine block. You get it on the back of the Fang Fighter or the Comric class, Bo-Katan's ship, not the Fang Fighter, but they've used 2 plates on top of each other. I might swap it out for a 1x3 and a 2x3. Probably the 1x3 in tan. You can do the couches and the hologram table on the corner. Yeah, I'm gonna I wonder if that's what the mat is for, maybe. I'm going to wait until we finish building so I know what corner. Usually they're on one of the front corners. And then maybe couch here. We get a doorway at an angle. Gives it a nice little touch. Computer on the side here and loop training in the back. Either way, I'm definitely going for that hollow chest, a New Hope vibe. And we could even get Rey and Finn in there. We could jump forward to Force Awakens if we wanted. Maybe they're on the outside trying to protect this from Unkar Plutt or steal it. I use protect very lightly there. Who else owned it? We still haven't got the stories completely on who owned it before Unkar Plutt. We just know it ended up in his hands. And somewhere along the way it got passed through so many other sellers, buyers. Not sure it was all cards above table though. But then Han didn't exactly win it fair and square from Lando. So he can't complain. Here we go. Little lightsaber duel. Oh, wait. This is the one from the duel, and this is the plate. Oh, I haven't thought of bricking this out from the duel set. But let's see, because it's one part in that because they want it to be structurally sound, nice and secure. Let's see what sort of pieces we could use. It's almost screaming for one of these on the back. It really is. If we've only got that one connection, I'm gonna use just the one of them. Yeah, we've only got the one. That's genius, by the way. The way that just slots in seamlessly. Like, oh, I guess we can add a little play feature into this Falcon. What? I'm gonna get a different colored one of those though, so that it, oh, they're down here, so that it blends in with the black color of everything else. Do we have one in black? Oh, we have them in red and we have them in gray. I guess I can use gray for this one, and then we'll just cover it with black either side of it. Speaking of, what's that? A 1x3 red tile on top. We can get rid of that. And then a 1x2 in the front as well. Make sure as little of this grey can be seen as possible. And then two 1x3s. I might do a 1x3 with two 1x1s on the side. And then instead of tiling off the middle, I'm going to use two 1x4s with the two studs. Because we don't have the smart play brick. I'm still looking out to buy it. If I see a price that I'm happy paying, I will be picking that up before anyone else can. Hopping in on it. But till then, we're going to have to use our imagination to make these sounds and come up with what it sounds like. We need an axle. Yeah, we need an axle to secure. Oh no, we don't need an axle. This might wobble around a little bit. One way to find out. Let's get it built. Instead of an axle, we'll get a connector in the middle. So we can have one of those blue pins with the axle on the other side, on the front, and then add a double connector and then get a shorter axle. So a 5-length axle instead of this 7-length coming out the back of that, and that will connect to the rest of it. You won't even notice from the outside. It will look the exact same. But we've used some of the parts we've got to hand rather than that brand new Lego element. How strong is this? If I was to get a pin and smack this against like the Falcon, I can barely hold it. It's pretty sturdy. It doesn't seem to be coming apart in any of the, I mean, the pin's falling out. Got to be careful of that, but I don't think there's too much space to be had in moving this around. So we should be safe. Should be safe and secure. We got one of these pins and then the connector in there. That's probably as strong as the axle would be. The only thing is that spinny motion. But like I say, there's not much to hit when you're in there. No problem, thank you. Happy with the 2014 ones that you got a couple years ago. Yeah, 2014. I think the only difference in Clone Troopers since 2014 is really the toe printing, because we were getting leg printing in 2014. And even then, now the Airborne probably did get toe printing. Just about though, just caught on. Oh, Technic, that's what I'm looking for. One of the big connectors. And a 5-length axle. Eeny, meeny, you. About 5-length. Should it be grey or yellow? I guess yellow is the one that Lego use. Is it visible? Red? Almost a certain chance it's going to be visible. We're rocking on like a 90, 85 maybe. 85 after Vader's tie. But this one, I'm not too sure about. Hello there. Hello there, Paula. If I watch the trailer for Maul Shadow Lord, I do. Do I think that the pink Twi'lek will become Darth Talon? I do think with the fan base and how into Darth Talon we are. I mean, the other day I found out that Darth Talon isn't Old Republic, but actually she was New Republic. I never knew that. Like the entire One Sith. I, for some reason, had it in my head. It's been a while since I looked at that sort of content. I had it in my head that the One Sith were Old Republic just because of how Sith they were. They scream Old Republic, and nope, turns out they're New Republic. And again, that's not a spoiler. That's made blatant from the get-go. They do tell you where they left off. I just blocked that out. Old Republic headcanon. So I think they could lead into maybe not Darth Talon, but maybe ancestor of, and they could keep that line going for a bit. I think Darth Talon in this era, at the end of the day, probably going to meet a very cruel fate to the Inquisitors or Vader, so they wouldn't want to kill him off. But if they can plant seeds, maybe the Twi'lek survives the season. Maybe we don't know what happens to them. There's a comic years down the line where they end up dying to someone or other, and there's that period where perhaps this Sith line does survive and they will return, or they might return. That is what Star Wars thrives off, those little gaps. They can't fill them all in. So I'd love for this to be a pebble in that path. If this could lead into that, that would be cool. But I don't think they're going to continue it on to Darth Talon. I don't think we'll see Darth Talon on screen for the next couple of decades. But it's just like in the Rise of Skywalker, all of the different Final Order fleets were named after Plagueis and these different Sith masters of, not quite old, because Plagueis is Phantom Menace time, but then we also had the character, I want to say Tiberius. It's not, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, but the one from Acolyte. Not Plagueis, the face that we saw that alluded to this other Sith Lord, and that's the sort of Easter egg that I love in Star Wars. They did it in the sequels, they did it in Acolyte, I think they'll do it in Maul as well. But there is a scene. I think I'll know, well, I have a theory. I have a theory for how we might run into this Twi'lek, because there is a scene that jumped out of a train in the trailer. It looks like a train, and I got flashbacks to Bounty with Asajj Ventress season, is it end of season 4 for Clone Wars, where Asajj is, you know, Asajj has gone through Asajj's story, and she's looking for kind of a different path, and they end up on a train doing a mission. I won't spoil it, but I will say they end up finding someone, and I think this could be the perfect way to introduce a character such as this, like black market style. And I have my theories about that, so that'll be interesting to see. I assume that'll be episode 1. We'll get to know all the characters. But if it leads to Darth Talon eventually, you're just making everyone happy at that point, because there'll be people that don't know who Darth Talon is. There'll also be people that have been waiting for Darth Talon to show up for, what are we talking, years? Can I say decades yet? Has it been that long? I mean, yeah, Darth Talon was pre-2012. Must have been, I don't think 90s, must have been 2000s. So much came out in the 90s and 2000s. I struggle placing it, unless it's Lego. Lego, fairly easy to do. Anything else, no chance. Might as well guess. Oh, the spaces ain't in there, because they're in here. Remember moving those around. But that is a great point, because there's a lot of similarities. When Darth Talon came out, a lot of people, there's rumors as well that Lucas didn't want her to be with Maul in a storyline sense, but did want the two to have some sort of interaction, even if it is bloodlines, something down the line. He wanted them to interact, and for this to lead to sow the seeds. Perhaps this is a relative of, or there's a name snuck in there. It will be that moment where something clicks, and you know, you get the memes with everyone in the cinema or watching a football game on the big screen, popcorn, beers flying everywhere. It's that sort of moment just at home on your couch. What about looking at another steps and taking those pieces so I don't have to go to the shelf so I can build faster? That is a good point. Sometimes I will look ahead and grab a few other pieces, and I keep a few of these on the desk so that if we repeat them at least twice, I'll keep them on hand so that I don't have to go back. Some of the elements, like this side bit here, chances are we won't be needing too many of these. So I don't mind going back and forth the odd time. If we go back and forth 2, 3, 4 times, then I'll grab them, because we'll probably be needing them a fifth. But yeah, it's definitely handy to have a few of them on hand. Although I don't know the last time I reached for those grills. Maybe we'll have to substitute that one out. This piece especially is needed on the other side of the ship. Look at that. How cool. I mean, Luke is flying because we have dropped the ship a little bit. I don't know if there's a way we can... I don't know if there's an easy way we can lower these. There is a way. There is. It would limit the functionality. So I think having this up here, not too big of a problem. That'll be all right. It's quite fun though. Unless we drop. Oh, we could drop it down because that's a rounded off plate, isn't it? So we could drop that down by a few studs. Ooh. Okay. Now we're talking 1 or 2 bricks. We just got to pop off this bottom piece. And, oh, not pop it all off. That's covering the back. And add a brick to lower it. We've dropped the whole thing by a brick. Oh no. Oh no. Let's see if I've got a filler brick for that. And sometimes I'll pull out the drawers as well. That'll help. That mechanism's for the smart brick. You just take it off. Oh no, we gotta test it out, give it a whirl. Do I have any of the 1x2? The half round bricks. The most awkward piece to try and store because it doesn't line up to much. Yeah. Little amount here. Yeah, I'm going to be keeping this. I do like to play with some of the play features, wave them around. Handy, we have that one in black. And then by lowering it, we should be able to fit this into... Oh. Yeah, look, it still works. This is why Lego need to brick build everything. We've got 2 plates at the bottom, so there's enough space for the tiles. And if Lego brick built this would be the simplest mod. But because Lego don't brick build this section, you're going to have to just start from scratch. And I think on a modding basis, that does suck. Because as you said, it is genuinely easier to pop this out and to remove it. What's YouTube do? YouTube, get out of here. Stop removing comments. Respectfully. Thanks, YouTube. Thanks for the ads. I think that drawer I might pull out. We've needed a lot of long plates. I'll keep that down there. And now that's secured in. Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah, I like these little niche play features. As long as they don't take too much from the rest of the build, they're all right with me. It's the ones that, if this was turned into an arena and we had another one the other side and just no interior, I mean, no offense, kind of like it's looking now. I haven't added too much to it. We'll get onto the improvements afterwards, because then I know what we can add and if I need to rework a few of the sides. But yeah, as long as we don't have another one of these. There's the workbench at the back as well. I'm looking forward to seeing how much space that takes up. Do I have the 327th battle pack? I do. We minifigure scaled it, made it smaller, and then we upscaled it. We made it massive. I used the UCS ATST to turn into a UCS ATRT. I then took the clone mecha this year, made it into a 327th or leg trooper mech. That was a fun one. And then we built our own custom spider droid using a football as a basis. Wow. And that was just January, I'm pretty sure. The battle pack, it's been on sale so much. I gotta say, it's one of the heaviest sold battle pack, because it's also the most expensive, like 35 quid. I was surprised to find just how many battle packs you could get for the price of, what, 2 of them this year? Because they all go on sale so quickly. With how expensive they are, you can get it, I think the cheapest I've seen it was $19.99 in the UK, which is not far off retail of the new Mando battle pack. And considering how expensive it started, if stores are selling it that cheap so early on, a lot of Star Wars sets, week 2 they're on sale, end of week 1 if you're lucky. With how many sets are following that pattern and going on sale, can't they just reduce them from the get-go? Have them sell them for cheaper, and more people would be buying them through Lego. Less people would be waiting for sales. Maybe Lego are making enough. Maybe this is a Netflix scenario, raising prices, and they're getting by just fine. But with all these new collabs that Lego are coming out with, they're either making silly money and really silly money, or they're trying to grasp again like the 2000s, but I don't see that repeating. I wish it was a little cheaper. I think to make it cheaper, sacrifice the second build. They could have split it into 2 battle packs. Even though you're talking about the same price, if we got a Clone Trooper battle pack and a Droid battle pack, I probably would have picked them both up. Would have loved to get them 2 for 20, but initially I'd have picked them up full price. I know I would. I can't say otherwise. It is good. It is good. Haven't seen the 327 battle pack on sale. Over Christmas, it was on sale quite a bit. Leading up and then into New Year, it was down. I can't remember where I saw it, 20 quid. I missed out on it. But yeah, it's crazy that some stores still have it. And it's quite a lot. Like, we're talking most stores have it full price. If you know where to shop, always keep an eye out. Places in the UK, we've got like Smith's, sometimes Entertainer come through with a sale, and they're quite good with it. But you've always got to keep your eye out, because so often big corporations like Amazon will come through, buy a lot of the stock and then price match it, because they know it's one click away. People aren't going out to pick up these deals. Handy, I suppose, for those of you that don't want to go out. But if you're trying to find a really good deal, especially if the company's got its own point system, sometimes it's nicer not to have to shop through Amazon. Especially for cheaper sets, then you got to make up delivery. And if you're saving money on a set, you don't necessarily want to buy 2 of them. Unless you know someone into Lego. In which case, perfect excuse for a gift. But then you're still not saving much money. Hello there! Burn's video on Lego was quite insightful. Oh, I haven't seen that. Have I seen the Designer Program Series 10 finalists? I have indeed. And is there anything that's caught my eye? The main thing that's caught my eye is the 5 sets I said if any of them would make it through. Not one of them made it through. 0. I was really hoping to build the Western Saloon plane. What was the combination? They were joint top. There was a Western carriage. Or was it the carriage that I said and the saloon that got voted? There was one of the Western sets, which does seem pretty cool. Again, Western, castle, an old-timey something space. And I can't remember what the other one was. That was kind of unexpected, but they all look pretty good. I wonder if the space set will come with a brand new color astronaut. Lego can't miss the opportunity to do it. Lego don't normally want to miss the opportunity to do it. So I do think they will slide a new color in there. But what color? They've just done golden teal. I would love to see a coral astronaut. I'm saying that now. Coral. That's my color. Can I wear that clone trooper helmet? Probably not. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how far with the Falcon we get. Because there is a lot riding on that. Right now I've got the TARDIS leaned up against... I've got TARDIS on the videos. It's leaned up against something against the helmet. I'm afraid if I touch anything, it's all going to topple. So it's keeping me away from that. But if you do want to see it, I did do a video. Did I publish that in the end? What colour are these? Tan. Oh. I think it might have been shown off in a video with R2-D2 for anyone looking. Alright, you're coming with me. So many yellow, but only a few tan. So I got black or grey. They're my common colours. Probably going to slide a black because we've already used black underneath. And based on the blue, I'm assuming this is going to be covered. No worries. An orange spaceman. We haven't got orange spaceman in sets much. We've mainly got the orange spaceman in that exclusive book. And then they did a tic-tac-toe not make and take, gift with purchase. There was a tic-tac-toe gift with purchase that came with 3 of them. And oh no, must have been 5 of them and 5 of the white ones with a different face. You could pick it up quite cheaply. It's still available. Some of the other colors have been removed off Lego's online pick-a-brick. You can no longer get blue. You can no longer get white. And I don't think you can get red. One of them's probably available. The others aren't. They've been removed, so they're either coming out in a new set and they could have updated printing, or they're making way for some newer colors, which I like the sound of that a lot more. Newer colors. That way we can get some coral spacemen, some, what else? Maybe bring back orange, because not many people have had the chance to pick that up. I don't know why I've gone with reddish brown here. I had a grey one. Maybe this will be hidden. I think this is for the roof though. So this is, oh, it's not going there. I think it goes right there. That's where I'm putting it. Unless the set tells me otherwise. I'm not just going to mock it into the side of the ship. That's where I'm assuming it goes. Building the Millennium Falcon, but I'm doing it my way. Turns out to be like a 3-month-long series of me just trying to put parts in random sections and it not paying off. Gonna get the firehouse, but you're gonna change the theme to a workshop. Ooh. I'm still waiting for a Smartbrook firehouse. That is my set right now. That is the one set, if I could have Lego make anything, because I said it earlier, it would have to include a UCS, what did we say? A UCS, what was it? A UCS Imperial Shuttle. That was it, with the little bug legs and the fin, and also a smart brick firehouse. 2 smart bricks, preferably around, it's got to be like 40 quid. Got to be around 40 quid. Good luck, Lego. Don't know how you do it, but I'm sure you'd make something worth it. 40 quid. That's a task, that is. I'm setting Lego up for failure with that price for a firehouse. No, it's got to be a bit more than that. And then these stick out just a little bit. This is no longer feeling like the back of the ship, but rather the front. And we've got some mandibles out to the side. This is going to be a problem. They need to have something that fills out this space, because I automatically want to grab it from the side. We've got a play feature here. We've got mandibles here. We've got an engine that lights up back here. I want to grab it from this side, and I keep bumping into that. Which, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not great, but it's not bad. And then this we can do. Let's grab some 2x3s. I've been going back and forth for them quite a bit. I'm going to grab light and dark bluish grey. That should save us wheeling too far back. We need some light up here. Could we bridge it like that and use a 1x5 maybe? Or should we use the actual corner piece? 1x5, it's a sign. Flip it. Flip it. We don't ignore signs from Lego. That's when things go wrong. That's a sign. We are taking it. And now we've got a 1x3. It's looking bigger than you thought. It's feeling big. It's yeah, that Lego piece wanted none of that. Yeah, it is. I thought looking at this initially it was going to be about the size of the MIDI scale ship. Then the price come out and I was like, no way is that the same size as the MIDI scale ship, which it's not. It's not even close. But it's pretty sizable given the old 2015 playset that I built. Even the Dark Play Falcon, it's bigger. It's bigger, but it also has the core going up with the gunner. This doesn't. So this is making out for that. The middle bit is removable as well. So it feels like the interior space is going to just keep expanding. Even though it's got a limit, and it won't just keep expanding. Oh yeah. What if we had, I don't know, 2x2s. That's what I need. Grey 2x2s and a 1x4. If we can work in even numbers, let's keep it even. This is why I have so many odd corner plates and 1x5s laying around, because I always switch them out for some even plates. And I never use any of the odd ones. As long as we're using more of them. And 2x2 on the end. Of course, we need a different color. Grab a stack. Not quite 64, but it'll have to do. Ah! Playing with your cantina set right now. Awesome. I can't wait to build the new cantina. Is it new? Yeah. Only 22 days young. Definitely new. You wouldn't be able to build a set if you were 22 days old. Unless you can. In which case, kind of impressive. Kind of impressive the fact you could build anything, let alone a Lego set. I don't understand this stream. I say that like they're 22 days old watching. What? Do I have the Playscale Jango Fett Starship? I don't have it, but I have built it. And yes, I do recommend it. I'd love to still pick it up. We haven't picked it up, have we? Oh, I didn't pick it up. I built it. And the reason I built it was because there was a few complaints about the cockpit. The cockpit has this tiny gap It's half a plate tall. Half a plate tall, really not a problem. It's spaced out a little bit because the cockpit is easier to open and shut. But if you do want to remove it, in the video, there's 3 changes I made. If you have quite big hands, there's a piece early on that I recommend not putting it in. So if you're worried about the carry hand, if you're displaying it, it's fine. If you're worried about the carry handle, there is a stopper that you can remove to get the handle even further out. So you can swoosh it around. That was a load of fun. Very nice swooshable ship. There's the cockpit as well. I swapped the snot bricks for brackets, and that brings the cockpit in just enough to have a flush connection. Beautiful. And I can't remember the 3rd change. I don't know what else I changed. I have a feeling it was another little bit of Technic work that was just a niche fix. Other than that, the set is perfect. There's nothing. Can't say the same about the UCS set. I might downgrade to the Playscale just because of how fragile the UCS set is getting in its old age. But if you're wondering about picking that up and you haven't built a Slave 1, that is the perfect set to start off with. What a set. We have jumpers out, right? Yes, we do. Yeah, the playset, the figures in it are pretty cool. Obviously, Django. Imagine. Oh, the 3rd change might be the blasters. Oh, that's a good. Yeah, I remember changing the blasters. I don't know if that was my change or if that was someone else's change. I might have mentioned that as someone else's, but chances are the 3rd change was the blasters because you can make them a little more accurate. Same with the UCS set. Honestly, the blasters have a little bit of work. But all around, it's a really nice model. The fact that the Kaminoan speeder doubles as a display stand, perfect. You don't even need to try and work a bit of Technic in to display it. It's ready to display. Can't have much more than that. Ooh. Where are the clips? Where are the clips at? Where are the clips? Or is that what we're going to do? No. What? How? Wait, what? What? Oh, because we got the, I keep calling them mandibles. I feel like they aren't called mandibles. But the more I say it, the more it will be common knowledge that that is what they're called. I'm starting a movement. They are now mandibles. Anyone asks, you can tell them. And you can blame me. What do I think of the upcoming Razor Crest? Which one? Since the last one got announced, we've got a polybag as well. I'm sure you're not talking about the polybag one, but I do like the polybag. I want to build the polybag as the older Razor Crest. And I was originally going to do that with the new Razor Crest. I might build the Razor Crest after watching the movie. So I'm going to satisfy my cravings for a classic Razor Crest by turning the polybag into one. And then if I can pick that up, that's probably going to be this year's make and take. The new Mando polybag. So that'll be a fun one to grab if so. Oh, we parted this. What did we use on the Wicked art? That looks like 3 different wedge pieces. So how did I part out these sides? I love parting out these rounded elements because I think squared off Lego bricks have a certain look to them. Oh yes, it's coming back to me now. Sorry, the Razor Crest, the big one. Great figure lineup. Love the Zeb minifigure. Updated Din is a nice touch. And yeah, I do want to pick that one up, mainly for Zeb, mainly for the minifigure. I think what I'm going to do, I'm either going to pick that up in May and build that when we see the movie, or I'm going to save that for my Black Friday. And when the movie comes to Disney Plus, I might build that as I rewatch it, or I might stream it. That'd be a fun stream. Yeah, if there are decent sales in May, you got to pick that up. Close to the movie coming out. What a set. Whee. Oh, these are all the same size. All 4 of them. How unlucky is... Oh, what? No. Okay, same sides. Do I have any of the other side in grey? Oh, there we go. There's 2 of them. I thought they didn't exist then. The way the cockpit works is nice. I also like the fact that they've taken... It's like they haven't just built it off the movie. They've also built it off the old one. Oh, hold on. This doesn't work. How did I do this for the last one? Wait, we need a stud in the middle. Also, does this stop it moving a bit? It's still got its motion. I thought this was corner slopes. It's 2x2s. I got lied to. No. Haven't seen Zeb in a long time. A long time. Yes. I don't think we'll see Zeb for a long time afterwards as well. I don't see this Zeb getting a microfighter like we predicted last year. When we turned the microfighter Razor Crest into a new microfighter Razor Crest. That was the first part of the Mando series that we're doing. Building scenes from The Mandalorian, and it ain't even come out yet. How are we doing that? It would be cool if Zeb got a microfighter. I would definitely be picking that up, whether I'm picking up the big one or not. I just don't think many people would be appreciative of that. That would be... Oh, that would be painful. If you bought the Razor Crest day one, and then Lego come out with a microfighter, no, that's painful. That is... It would be funny, I have to admit, but it'd also be very painful. Oh, 1x4. In the other drawer. Although I say that, these are 1x3s as well. Misplaced. I'm excited for the Mando movie. I hope that these aren't all the sets we're getting. I know they're giving us a few Season 1, Season 2 sets later this year. But I do hope that we get a few other sets sprinkled throughout from the Mando time. Because we could do it. There are so many other sets that we haven't seen built. And we could do with. No, I think these are good. Welcome back. It's something about the internet. Everyone's internet's playing up. If only Lego sold internet, it'd be expensive, but at least it'd get the job done. And you'd be able to modify it as well. Make it your own. This is a bed. Oh, yes. Perfect spot for a bed. But they're not this color, are they? They're gray. And this is similar to how they do a bed for the other Falcons as well. But they've thickened this one out. And I would have gone with a tile this side. I would have. Instead of how they've done it. Also the fact that we can pop this off and maybe get it a little bit closer. Let's see what we can do. Light bluish grey. Perhaps. Light bluish grey or dark bluish grey. I do want the tan in the middle. So I don't want to fully get rid of it. And light tan or dark tan? Light tan's nice, it fits with the theme of the rest of the build. And this would be at the back. Ah, don't think that's a bed. Yeah, it does look like a... It doesn't look like the beds from the actual Falcon. They're housed in. But if you've built any of the old playset Falcons, this is how Lego build their beds for it. Which, hit or miss whether you like it or not. I'm not a massive fan, but it's all right for what it needs to do. Or we can get some of the tan snot bricks as well. We've used those before in this set. We'll use them again. And then as they have 1x1s, 1x4s. Yeah, this is definitely what they used in 2015. I don't remember getting a bed in the Dark Falcon. I don't think any of the Sith were planning to sleep through their adventure, so maybe they purposefully skipped out on the bed because we get the couches with the PS4 and the little tablet instead of the hollow chest table. We get so much crammed into that. We've got Jar Jar's throne as well. How could I almost forget that? And then a 1x6 on top. Oh, wait, does this... No, it fits. It fits perfect. Yeah, why didn't they squeeze it in here? It might even fit one further back, but there's a little bit of space here. I'm going to add a dark grey grille. Happy that we didn't go with any of the brighter colours. Oh, I thought that was the wrong way around. Nope, we're good. We're good. False alarm. Mini panic attack over. And there we have our bed. Here Luke's training. We'll have a computer here. Maybe Kenobi sat in this corner. Doorway. And then, or maybe doorway here. And then hollow chest table, because the bed is over the hollow chest table. There's one just behind Chewie. Hey, there he is. There's our Wookiee. The back is covered. I'm kind of surprised they didn't give us a unique Chewie mold given the R2-D2 situation. Huh, hey-ho. It is what it is. Now we're getting, what is this bag? Bag 3. We are like 20% through this build. Let's see if we can push halfway by the end. By 1, 2. Are those mini boxes 3D printed? They sure are. Using the Bamboo A1 Mini. I downsized from my first 3D printer, which I cannot remember what that was. But it was more money and it did less. So 3D printing's come a long way since I started. Just in the last couple of years. We're not going back too far. Last couple of years, 3D printing has... Well, it's come a long way. It's taken a few steps back. Overall, I'm liking where it's at. Pretty good spot. I need a tan 1x3. Perfect. Oh, it. Hello there. Hello there, Moon Shoes. The bed is. I'm hoping we can get the couch just in front there. And I'm liking this extra space we've got. We could round this off if need be. We can get some of these snot bricks in. Or a bracket. Yep, that'll work too, Lego. One of the tan ones. And this is the little section where that extra engine section is. So if we do need to build up this wall, maybe we can incorporate the computer into that, because that will cover it up. Knew I should have scrolled. That one's on me. Knew I should have scrolled before I put this drawer away. Right, any other brackets? Just the slope, the rounded off bricks. All right, no brackets, yeah? Yeah, I 3D printed a ton of them. I need to 3D print a few more for the newer drawers. I mentioned earlier that I got rid of the... Well, I didn't get rid of. I moved the 2x4 bricks because we weren't using them in a lot of builds. Ooh. Wait, that is where the extra bit goes. Is this a table? What are we building here then? I thought this was where the engine went. I'm not looking at it the right way. I had to rotate it. I had to rotate it a little more than half. Okay. And this is going in here. So we do need to build up the table a little bit. This would be where the doorway is. That's posing a little problem unless we can sneak a doorway in, because this clip is just holding it in. We could get a doorway in there, leading to the cockpit. That would be nice and open. Ooh. And then we got the cockpit. Yeah, we'll deal with that in a second. Ooh. That sounds nice. The bed looks soft. You sure you're not talking about the Lego bed? Don't know if you'd get a nice night's sleep on that. But it don't look too uncomfy. All right, we're going to sacrifice this section of the build for the doorway, which will make sure does interrupt the corners so that we can't slide this all the way through. But I have a feeling this end section here, if we're recreating this on the other side, that's also going to have a little barrier so we can't slide it through. If you've got the smart brick, maybe it could fall off. That's not a problem we're dealing with. So we're going to leave it nice and open plan. And after it's built, come back, add a bit more interior, get it looking real nice. Make sure we haven't... The slope, we missed the slope. Make sure we haven't missed anything else. You've definitely slept on worse, you and me both. I can fall asleep absolutely anywhere, and you'd think it'd have its limits. But I haven't found a surface I couldn't sleep on. If I'm tired, I will sleep anywhere. Absolutely. Ooh. That ooh was for a gold wheel that I found. Does it... This one here. Does it shine when... Oh, look how shiny it is. Caught the eye. And then, oh, what base is this needing? I don't think I keep these bases in here. Can we part it out? Yes, we can part that out. Won't be easy, but we can do it. I might grab another one of these. Just like so. Oh, we want to connect it, don't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a smaller one. This isn't going to look as good. Maybe I'll replace this with the right one. Let's see what it looks like first. This isn't going to look as good. I can tell you that now. Can confirm, yep, I have slept everywhere. Almost everywhere. Oh, that's solid. Damn. And then this isn't even going to connect. What's the slope on the nose? Why have we sloped the nose? That's real estate we could be using. Why are we sloping the nose? What? No, unslope the nose. And where's the co-pilot? Everyone knows we need two figures. Is the cockpit that small? I haven't seen much on there. Is the cockpit that small that it needs that much space? No, I can't believe that. What do we got? Any tan? Tan plates. If we have a tan corner plate, I've got to have in here. Yep. We use that to attach the nose, and we'll hide it in a grey corner plate, and put some 1x2s on top. Corner plates in here. You know, you wouldn't see it from elsewhere. And then a cheese slope instead. It gets the same effect. It's easier to modify, because I have a feeling I'm going to be getting rid of this corner slope. Unless the cockpit goes over the side, which they probably have a dish on the end. If they've got a dish on the end. Right, where's the 1x2s? Hold on. Where are the 1x2s at? They're out. Have I stacked some in here? There's some in here. Not a piece you want to lose, is it? Looks like you could fit a second minifigure in the cockpit. Definitely. Unless, do you think there's space behind? Because this is where the smart brick goes. Alright. Let's build more before I modify it any further. Because I've already modified it, arguably too far. You can no longer fit those in. They build up the sides. Right, what do we need? We need some of these in the sides. So 1x5, 1x6 maybe. 1x6s are in here. None. Right. Oh, looking overfill. For 1x6s, where would they overfill? I don't have the overfill drawer anymore. 1x... Oh, I do still have it. I've got 2 tubs of 1x6s and none in here. That seems wrong. And then I might want to swap this out for a 1x4 and get a second minifigure in the cockpit back here. We've got the space, I know that. We've got the tiles. So for now, 1x2, 1x4, and I'll grab a 1x2 if we do need to fill that up. Either way, no 1x8s and a little 1x2. This is the best way, by the way, that you can build a Lego set, by adding seemingly random. They're not random, I promise. Method behind them all. We're switching out all these parts for pieces in your collection, and again we can cover them in tan if we need to. 1x8. That will secure it in place. Not that it's popping off. You could swoosh this ship around by the cockpit. I wouldn't recommend it, but you probably could. It's on there, so secure. Ooh, they cover it quite a bit. So we want to leave this one open. We want to leave it open. Does the cockpit not cover that? I don't know why I'm asking. I don't even have the cockpit to hand. Eeny, meeny, miny. I'm hoping that you could use the old Falcon cockpit, but I don't think that is the case. I do think we're going to have to workshop something into it. 1, 2, and then a 1x3 in hand. We don't have any 1x1s, do we? We've got plenty in other colours. Normally keep a stack out. Alright, oh, we could use a 1x3 in black. That matches up to the bricks. And this is where the mandibles are going to connect, maybe even at the bottom. But 3 Technic pins. Ooh, that's not as secure as other Falcons. What's my favourite movie from any movie series? I'd actually still go with Attack of the Clones, but outside of Star Wars, ooh, my favourite movie, I'll be honest, it'd probably be Lion King. It'd probably be Lion King. There are some good franchises out there, but the first Lion King movie specifically, that movie, what a movie. What the music behind it, I like the second one as well. Not as much as the first one, but that's just because of how much I like the first one. Nothing against the second one. Great movies. Great series of movies. You've got the Timon and Pumbaa one. You got a few. You got Mufasa. Oh, I love Mufasa. Again, not as much as the first one, but still a great movie. What have we got in here? What's stuck? I don't think there's any bricks in the way. This draw's just being a handful now. Come on. Right. You're going on my to sort pile. To sort out. Stop being a problem pile. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I haven't watched the Terminator movies. I have seen clips and I know the memes from it, but I haven't seen Terminator. I've started watching through some of those classic movies. Yours is How to Train Your Dragon. Yes, I could have guessed that. That's a good movie series as well. I guess we've got we got Simba still down here on the desk, Toothless on the wall. It's clear if you were in the room, you could have guessed it. You should watch it. I started watching through Alien, and there's so many shows. We've just finished watching Wonder Man on Disney Plus. We've moved on to Artful Dodger. That's a good show. And we're working our way through our list because what were we watching? I can't even remember what it was we were watching. There was so much that came out in a short period of time. We're trying to get through. Well, we're not trying to get through it. We are slowly getting through them before Maul, because we've got Maul. There's a few series that are coming out. Daredevil comes out at the end of the month as well. And then we're back onto all these different series and shows. So we are working our way through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course it's 5. But do we play out the next? No, okay. We'll do that. Yeah, I watched the first I think I'm only like 2-3 movies into the Alien series. Now, I have seen some of the later Alien content. I haven't watched Alien versus Predator because I want to watch the Predator movies, and they're still coming out with so many Predator shows as well. Wonder Man was really good. That needed a poly bag, at least. I don't know how they would have done a Lego set, but that needed at least a poly bag. Similar to the Batman one. The Fallout show, yes, I've watched the Fallout show. Invincible. Invincible's just come out with a new series as well. Favorite movies, Terminator 2, but favorite movie series is definitely Star Wars. I think there are other shows that do it like Star Wars and that come close, but they struggle to do it like Star Wars. Star Wars has had what so many movie series hasn't had too much of, and that's just time. Star Wars, as soon as the original trilogy came out, Lucas knew he wanted to make a prequel, and they put the time in. They took a little break, but they were still putting the time into other shows and projects. Not many other movies can say they've done that. I'm not saying that Jaws led to the return of the Sith, but I am saying without Jaws, the Sith might not have returned as quickly as they did and as orchestrally as they did. Da 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 da. Jaws in the background swimming past. That's a mashup that I really want to see now. Am I excited for the Mando movie coming out in May? Oh yes, I cannot wait to book tickets as soon as they come out. I will be there. Just watch Predator Badlands. Pretty good for what it is. Nice to hear. I do look forward to catching up on the other Predator movies. Again, it just comes down to time. Usually the end of the year is when you've got the time to work through them. But we were so behind on Halloween, Christmas and all the other series last year, we never got the time to go through a bunch of the classic movies. Normally I've got them up when I'm building, like now I'd normally have a movie up if I weren't streaming it. So we just got to find that time to watch through Alien, great series of films. Predator, closely linked. You've also got like King Kong, Godzilla. Haven't watched any of them because it's another series I just can't take on. I'll wait for them to become classics, then I'll binge them at some point. Wrong Technic draw. This is the one that I'm looking for, I think. This seems to be the one. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes. But does it have both of the things that I need? Or did I actually miss them in that first draw? Maybe. Maybe I missed them. Yeah, they've definitely got to be in here. Or I've left them out. Oh, I found them. They're buried. Yep. What is my favorite character in Star Wars? Ooh. I think it still is Ahsoka. I haven't changed my mind on that recently. I think the biggest problem are a series of unfortunate events. I haven't watched that either. Wow, I forgot that came out. I remember seeing that advertised. I think the biggest problem of the sequels was that they were rushed. I think they came out too soon, yeah. Between episodes 7 to 9, you had 5 movies in 5 years, while the prequels were every 3 years. Yeah, they did take... They came out in such quick succession. And the good thing with the original trilogy and with the prequel trilogy, both of them, it wasn't... I don't think it was as much how long the movies were made. I know they still worked on the sequel trilogies for 3 years a movie, and they overlapped a little bit, which is why there are a few bits that are disjointed. They were separate teams working on it to a degree. But it was the comics, the books, the games, the Lego sets in between that didn't help with it, because other companies were rushing content for these games, and it just reflected badly on the sequels. I think a lot of the problems with the sequels is because they didn't have time to beef it out and explain it. Django or Boba? Django. That's a close one though. That's a hard one. Yeah, gotta be Django. Boba's pretty cool, I'd love to see like a Book of Boba interact with a Attack of the Clones Django, not in a one-on-one fight, but just an interaction between them, because they're so different characters. They are stark contrasts. One's a bounty hunter that just lives paycheck to paycheck, and the other is teaming up to be this like crime boss that is trying to now organize crime. What's going on with that? Becoming this godfather figure. I'm sure Django wouldn't necessarily be proud, but he'd want in on the money side. Hey, snap! I just had this element in my hand. I've lost it. Even in terms of the timeline, the sequel's whole story takes place within a year. I think it takes place within... because there's no time jump at the start between the first two movies, and then there's like a 6-month time jump. I don't even think it's a full 12 months. It's like probably 7-8 months. There's a few little time jumps. But that in itself is crazy, because all of the movies had time jumps between them. Sequels feels like 1.5 movies maybe. But if they had books come out and comics, I think if they left it a few more years, they would have to leave a few years. Just actors aging, technology aging, ideas blossoming as well. Yeah, prequels is even further. I think the original trilogy, what is there between A New Hope and Empire? Like a year or two, and then the later two have like 3 years, because Han's frozen in carbonite for a long time before they can get to him. The sequels would have benefited from a jump. I think the sequels could have done well with a bigger jump. I think Rise of Skywalker, like the way The Last Jedi ends off, I think The Last Jedi could have been the end of The Force Awakens. That would have been crazy. If we get start of the movie is Force Awakens, then The Last Jedi is drawn out a little bit more into that dogfight, because I think that was quite powerful the way that was worked. And then we get a time jump, and this time jump, we'll say it's like how long do we want Kylo to rule? Probably, well, you see, Anakin was being twisted for years, even as a Padawan learner. So maybe 5 years. 5 years, and then we have the Rise of Skywalker. Okay, it's a bit more believable that there's a cult out there, they're carving these daggers. That kind of makes sense. And then they hit us with a 10-year. We'll say 10 years, something crazy like that. 10 years down the line, and suddenly Rey is where I hope she is at the start of the new movies, Jedi Master, perhaps own students, maybe a few more connections out there. And then we get the return of, maybe they could bring in someone like a descendant of Maul's Sith line. Really throw a spanner in the works and get everyone thinking, oh, okay, the Sith are still around and they're more powerful than ever. That would be an insane trilogy. It'd be so much more work, and I know Disney wanted to get a few movies out quick. But could you imagine having that build up and having all that, and a few years between the movies? Yeah, maybe Rogue One, Solo come out between the first two, and then we get maybe a few more, maybe like a 5-year gap in the second lot. Could you imagine all the comics, all like the Lego sets, building little bits of lore here and there? It would go insane. The amount of stuff they could put out for movies like that is would be crazy. It'd be nuts. By posting more shorts and using meme sound effects. I like that you've been appreciating the recent sound effects I've been sliding in. I've been having fun with that. Get more famous. I'm not in it for the fame, but yeah, this channel is starting to grow. May is always popular, so I look forward to seeing what milestones we can smash in May. Hopefully smash them out the park. Although I did say 20,000 subscribers. I want to build a UCS Imperial transport. So let's give me some time to plan that. But thank you to everyone who supports. I stopped making shorts last year. I've posted a few times about it. I don't mind going over that. I stopped making a load of shorts because it was bringing in a very different audience. I do prefer the long form content, well, the videos. Maybe not too long. I've tried to hold back on the 40-minute videos and break them down a bit more because I don't watch many 40-minute videos myself. But thank you to everyone supporting. I've started posting clips, so maybe that will bring a few more people over to the videos. I'm definitely got to be using the community a bit more. We'll get around to that. But thanks for all the tips and tricks on the videos. I am seeing every comment and still replying. That's something that I am going to keep up with until I physically cannot. If I have to do streams replying to comments, so be it. That's something we'll have to do. That's a good idea. Why does no one do streams replying to comments? That's actually a solid idea. Because then you could work, then I could actually build some of the... Oh, that's genius. Make a note of that. Mental note. Streams replying to comments, we can just build all the suggestions because I can build everything, I'm sure, within a couple of hours. Well, thank you, Great Snow Blizzard. Hyping videos as the audience also helps. I think YouTube should... There's a new tool that creators have, and it's YouTube's own AI, but it solely works with your own analytics. It doesn't incorporate the internet, despite them owning Google. And wait, okay, that's a bit misleading as a blanket statement, but not for what it does. And I wish there was a way you could see things, not quite like the hype leaderboards, but they need to integrate some of their new features into Studio a bit more. Because right now, not a lot of them have been integrated. Oh, this is the little... Oh, okay. This is the red bit. Wait, that's solid. Yeah, that's quite free flowing. So far, I haven't knocked over Vader's tie. So far, all of them have been nice and smooth. This is rock solid. I think it's because we're actually twisting this one away. So every time we pull this lever back, we're actually stretching, and that does have a chance of tearing. Low chance. I think it's going to jump before it does tear or does anything to... Oh, look. 1, 2. It got stuck. It got stuck. This is a little problem. Maybe I'm pushing it too far. Yeah, you have to push it all the way back, and it does go all the way back, but then it sticks up. There's no way Lego can change that, is there? Because that's just a rubber piece they use. You got to be gentle with it. I will say maybe swapping this ingot out at the back for a few plates and slopes. That would stop it from sticking up. What sort of slopes? We could get a rounded off slope or a cheese slope or one of those double-sided slopes. That's one plate and a cheese slope. Does that stop it sticking? Oh yeah, that's it. That's all you need to stop it sticking. Okay. Yes, I agree. Shorts help for shorts work like adverts. And it's the way they were always implemented. I mean, advertising do definitely take advantage of it. A grey heart in a Star Wars set. Oh, nice. Oh wow. What can we? Yeah, we can replace this. We can replace this with a 2x2 plate. Sorry, I will get back to chat. Should you call me Darth Lego Man or Jedi Master Lego Man? I am no Jedi, but I'm not a Darth. I'm not Daft. I'm not Darth. I'm not a Sith Lord. Just Mouldie's good. The master is there for alliteration. And it sounds cool. I always think about with the name, and I don't regret the name whatsoever, but I always think, what if it was just Mouldie? I feel like if I'd started off with just Mouldie, that would sound nicer. But now that I've added the master Mouldie, it sounds weird without it. Even when I say it, it does sound a little weird without it. There's a nice ring to it. That's... Wait, that's... No, that's not what I want. What do I want? Do I want a 1x3? Is that what I'm working for? 1 by... Cosplay is Qui-Gon Jinn. I still need to get some of the light tan robes. I still need to pick them up. Does anyone have any recommendations for where you can buy Jedi robes? Because I know you can get a load of generic ones out there. If anyone has any good places that they trust, feel free to let me know in the chat. All right, so this is the smart brick. This is where the smart brick goes. We don't have the smart brick. Even if we had the smart brick, I've seen a lot of people not add it to the cockpit and put it elsewhere instead. So, all right, slopes out to the side. That's going to approach where our minifigure is. So we'll swap out the slopes on the side there. Oh wait, we've still got the 1x2s out. We just have a million of the same side. Ah, that's going to be awkward to fit a cockpit onto that, but we'll make it work. And then that gets us 2 minifigures on the inside. We could... No, there's no piece that's that wide that will hook over the side. And then some slopes. They've really boxed in this cockpit, haven't they? Why? Why have they boxed it? I mean, this bit makes sense because they need to add the slopes on it. Oh, so if we've got the slopes, we could add a wedge over the side. Yeah, there's nothing that we can clip in there, I don't think, but that will help clip it on. So we need a tile, a 1x1 tile in the corner. Is that both sides? Well, they got a slope. They got a slope in there. So what do we have this side? Just a 1x... Oh, a 1x2. You admire the organization of bricks. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of time goes in. It's not fully sorted yet, but it's pretty cool. The end game for this is to have drawers here too, just so I can get every single brick away. These 3D printed tubs help so much with it. I don't know what I'd be doing without... Well, no, I do know what I'd be doing without them. I'd order the cardboard boxes. If you don't have a 3D printer, it's actually cheaper to order cardboard boxes. I'd go with something like 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters. If you can get 10 centimeters cubed, cut them in half, and they'll normally be the right height for these craft drawers, which are about 6-7 centimeters deep, so maybe a bit bigger. Maybe 11 centimeters, 12 centimeters cubed, if you can get that specific. Usually 10 centimeters is a standard package size. And yeah, fill them in because they're so helpful. All right, we need an extra plate, and then I can get, instead of this side, I can get a panel up here and we'll just gray it out. We lose a little bit of that red, but same on this side. I might get a panel instead of a slope. Do I need a 1x3 panel? No, because this is where the smart brick is, so we can panel that away as well. Maybe get a corner one for the end. And I have a few of those in grey. It helps knowing which parts I need when as well. I think now the 1x4 panels. And then the one corner one, which are kept in the same drawer. Don't have the budget for Lego bricks. Fair. Honestly, that's fair. If you do want to start off by building your collection at any time, then I recommend sites like Brickow. I recommend, if you want to go for Lego sets, keep an eye out. Creative Boxes might be on sale. Good way to get some of the new plates and wedges. Always used to be a good way. I assume it still is. That is so tall. Does that have to be that height? Yeah, it does. It does, because we got this ball joint in here. But does it have to be that high? You know, because the minifigures aren't reaching that. That is one tall ball joint. And then that's how the dish is held on. And instead of this 1x4, oh, they're going to slope off the front. No. Just leave us hanging. I think they might slope off the front. You could use corner plates if they do. If not, and just because there is an if not, maybe go with the 1x4. But I'm sure they're gonna stud that down. Maybe add a lever in there as well. All right, what control? The one with the 3 red bits. Red bits away from the driver. It's just gonna be so tall, so overly tall. Your Padawan hates doing Lego builds. Love the fact you've called him your Padawan. I can't even use him as an excuse. Maybe they'll change their mind. All they need is the right set. That's what I found. So many family members getting into Lego. They just need the right set to get them in. And once it's a slippery slope. Once you're into Lego building, the only way to go is into more Lego builds. Oh! Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, because that one's on me. Let me swap that out for a tile then. Lego have fixed it. All right, Lego have fixed it with a bracket, so we can place the ingot back. Oof. There I was thinking I'm gonna have to fix another ship. No, they give that for finger space. This bracket stops it going too far, so it doesn't catch, and it gets pushed straight back. Panic over. Lego to the rescue. They've fixed their own build as if it was broken in the first place. Subscribe and like the video from your other account. That sounds like... not blackmail. Whatever the opposite of blackmail is. If it is the Force's destiny, it will happen. From a certain point of view, if I stand in front of it and you use your imagination, from a certain point of view, the helmet is... I don't know which way I should sway. From a certain point of view, the helmet was above my head. And the helmet is on the shelf. From a certain point of view. That would get so annoying so quickly from a certain point of view. From a certain point of view. I can see why Luke was so angry with Ben for that. From a certain point of view. From a certain point of view, you've already liked and subscribed from your other account. You just don't know it yet. That's so annoying. From a certain point of view. Hey, I think this is the first dark red jumper I've actually put down, because the rest I found an excuse not to do, or to work around and not needed them. All right, ingots. I choose you, because we've used enough of you to warrant bringing the drawer out. 2x3s back here again. Not used those for quite a time. And then the nice wooden effect profile bricks. I need to order more of these. I have a ton of them. I have enough for everything I've ever built. But that's not the point. You can never have enough of them. Awesome, thank you. Hey. from a certain point of view. That's not going to catch on. I don't want to say that too much. Ooh. In grey. I have a few of these slopes in white. I don't think I have a ton of them in grey. So they're just going to make me use all of the grey ones now, aren't they? Well then, I guess we can remove these plates underneath. And then I'll just use the bigger slopes. Get a 2x2, is it? Or a corner. So I'm building this from scratch instead of a bought set. Yes, this is being built with, I'm mocking it out. And I do this if I pick up the set as well. We have a few sets that I'm yet to build. What I tend to do is mock out a set. So I'll use the parts that I have in my inventory, sometimes to improve the set. Sometimes I'll part out a piece because you don't always need to pick up the new pieces. So this slope is one of the new elements, and rather than picking up a ton of them in grey, because I only own them in white, what I'll do is drop the builder plate down and use, I've got a load of these slopes already that I'm not using. I'll grab some of them in grey. Oh, so they're all grey. What are the right slopes? In grey. And then, what have we got? Light grey. In light grey. Oh, they're all grey. I'm not going to be able to find them in here. And then what we'll do, I'll show you with the dark grey, because that's easy to spot. What we'll do is build the rest of it as you would. In this case, dark grey works well because they've already used it in the plate underneath. 2x2. Hey, hello there! Thank you for subscribing! Totally wizard. Oh yeah. It's one of the best ways you can build Lego. It's not just about saving money. It's also, it feels weird, but it is an art. It's taking Lego pieces from your collection and learning different ways of using them, different techniques that can be applied. Even double stacking these slopes, they are kept in the same bag. In here, oh, that bag. I keep them in the same bag, and I've never once thought of double layering them for a little bit of texture because they're the exact same angle. Huh. Now that I'm seeing them in a bag together, they look like the same element because we've got the triangle on the ends. Master level Lego engineering there. Love a little bit of over engineering. Love that on this channel. And then because we've dropped this brick down here, it's hard to see sometimes on the desk cam, because we've dropped this brick down just one plate, we can attach this on top. And there we go. We've just turned a new slope into an old slope. And now we can do the same for the back. I can't remember what else we had. Just some 1x1 plates. There we go. There's a light bluish grey. Told you I got them in there. And then same pieces would be needed. Two of these 1x1s, but we've made that space for the extra plate on the bottom. They can still be used. They're not out of date. Lego, I haven't seen Lego use one of these older slopes for probably since last year. Maybe there was one set that used them last year, but they tend to add a plate underneath these instead, which fair enough, helps them get into circulation and get rid of the older piece. But that doesn't mean to throw away your old Lego elements. They can still, more as anything, be used in some of the newer style builds. Oh, I did forget a plate down here. Did I? Or is this the plate down there? Oh, the corner plate is what I forgot. Well, what we didn't need in the end. It's been almost 2.5 hours. It has been. Which means we must be coming up on halfway, right? Interesting the slope down there. Because it doesn't affect it, well, unless the smart brick needs a little bit more space. I don't think any of these pieces need some resting space. I think they can all function with the space that they're given. But maybe there's one of those bricks, especially with a Technic. I'm thinking as it comes up, how does it rotate? Does it need that corner? Does it need that corner bit? I'm not convinced it does. But it's nice that Lego have given it. Anyway, we can't be complaining about too much space. I didn't realize there was this much space in the entire set. The cockpit, even though they've only got the one figure in there, I think the one figure stops anyone confusing the smart brick. Two figures, we don't know how they interact with the smart brick together. We've only seen one figure so far. If you do have a smart brick and two compatible figures, please let us know. If you hold two figures near the smart brick, does it just explode? What happens to it? Maybe don't do that if you don't want to explode your smart brick. Does it like short circuit it? I don't know how it would react. Ooh, Millennium Falcon cockpit. What do we have here? So this is the old one, which is way too big. I thought this would work in its place. Now I don't. I mean it doesn't not work. It's actually the perfect fit. This is annoying. It's the perfect fit, isn't it? It's, well, okay, define perfect. We'll have to remove this over the side. Does it fit on top of that? No, we'd have to tile that off as well. Easily done. Popping off the... Actually, what if we just empty this side? How odd does that look? Yeah, it does look a little odd. We will need to raise that a little bit. But does that fit? I don't see any complaints. That's almost like a perfect fit. To cover the entire cockpit, maybe a bracket out the side here. Ooh! Ooh, a bracket would work. Let me get the other cockpit section as well. We're looking for half grey, half windowed. And it's in here somewhere. Oh, is it the front? No. 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 I got the Dark Falcon cockpit. But that's not the one we're looking for. And it's definitely in here. Because the other piece is in here. Wait, where? Oh, alright, Falcon cockpit might be hiding. That's not very nice. I use this one for a placeholder. Find it post stream. And this just slides on, right? Yeah. So let's fill this with a brick. And I'm thinking of adding a bracket up here. What sort of slope would we need? So it wouldn't need to go the whole way, maybe just a single bracket and then add the panel on top. So we'll grab a 1x2 and a little 1x2 bracket. I'm just going to mimic what they've done up the front. Oh, that's not the 1x2 drawer. That's the one. You wouldn't need this if you're using the official set. It wouldn't hurt if you're using the official set. That'd be a good build. It's 23 minutes into the day where you are. If you stack them, they get smarter. Maybe that is the case. Maybe the more Luke Skywalker minifigures you have in front of the smart brick, the more it starts to sound like Luke. Maybe that's what we were missing. Ben Solo flies the Falcon on your Star Wars wish list. Maybe we will add Ben Solo in the Falcon. That is quite cool. 8:24 a.m. Crazy. 9:30 here coming up to. Cut the piece. We'll just cut it right there. I'm sure we won't need to rebuild the Falcon at any point. And then if we double stack 1x3 plates, we haven't done it the entire build. Every time Lego have asked us to, we've been like, nope, not today. And now we're finally double stacking 1x3 plates, getting a nice 1x3 tile on top. And this will be the only instance in the entire build where that's the case, because we don't need it anywhere else. Let's get these slopes. That's a 1x2. Might round that one off. The sharp angle fits with the cockpit, but because we're rounding off on one side, we got to do it to both sides. Can't be having an odded round. We need an even round, and we might even need to clear a few of these away. I'm noticing the desk is getting a little busy. That's what the daily intervals between streams are for. Clearing these away. Alright, 1x1s. 1. Oh, that was 2. 3. So this doesn't actually need a 1x1. That just goes in like so. This back one does though. And that still leaves the triggers clear. Oh yeah, we've got the brick in here. Oh, forgot about that. Forgot about that. So we'll need a... Does it work with the plate at the bottom? Yeah, we need a 1x2. We're not double stacking anything. Oh, they get away with it. It actually works just leaving that one stud clear. And then a little 1x2 on this side, rounded off the nose. And the cockpit slides straight on, right? No? How does this go? Yeah, like that. Oh, I guess the cockpit goes on after the fact. But this... Why does this not seem to be... Oh, the ball joint was pointing down. There we go. All right, cockpit's open a little bit at the back. I cannot wait to see how this old cockpit looks, because we made it work with the X-Wing. We could cut it with a very hot knife, or we could saw away at it slowly and surely. This is the extra attachment, isn't it? We don't have the smart brake, but I do want to get the hyperdrive built. It should be at the back of the ship-ish. And we're getting rid of the colour. Let's add some grey into it. Everyone wants a bit more grey into these sets. Star Wars fans have been asking for greyer sets for years. And then, which side's the back? The bracket. The bracket's at the back. So, corner, yeah, corner works. Make sure it's nice and secured down with the corner brackets, corner plates in bluish grey. They have black, but in case we want to make this an interior, we want to grey it out so that it looks nice from every angle. And then, yes, we need dark bluish grey. One of you. Come on. Or light bluish grey, in case it's visible from the outside, because we've got a rounded brick on this. We don't want dark bluish. Well, dark bluish grey might add a little bit of texture. And then, am I right with the outside? Same as the other side. And this will be what we grab to pull it in and out. Do I not have the other engine plate? Where's that gone? Ooh. We got that. We used a light bluish grey plate on the inside. Where did the other engine go? Oh, that's from the Arc Fighter. Where? Right, I have to keep an eye out for that. I tell you what, I wonder if I've still got one wing built. Oh, maybe. If you didn't have this piece, there is a way you could build it just with plates. And that would be one plate or two plates. That would be one 4x4 plate. So I will show it. I'm going to get my other engine from the Starfighter. Am I hoping for the N1 to show up in Mando and Grogu? Oh, yes. I do want the N1 to be one of the first things we see. It'd be a nice goodbye to it, rather than an off-screen death. Off-screen desk. Off-screen death. It blowing up. Show us the Millennium Falcon polybag. Where's the... I don't even know where that is. I don't even know where that is. Is that in the background? Surprise Lego don't make a 1x2 2/3 high brick. Yeah, considering they make a 2x2, it's shocking they don't. They don't make that. Oh no, we need two. We need two 4x4s. Which would have been handy because I could have popped them both off together. And then some macaroni tiles are they called? The 2x2 corner or quarter tiles. Quarter tiles. This drawer I can put back because we won't need it too much. But these ones, the macaroni tiles, I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. And come on, lucky number 4. Not my lucky number, but it's someone's lucky number out there. Where is it? There it is. Oh, I still have a sealed Millennium Falcon. That's a good point. I do still have a sealed one. I could crack that open. Do you think that has enough parts to be turned into the Razor Crest? What could that be turned into? There we go. We've workshopped a engine on one side for now. Although, I feel like this should be submerged. Yeah. So there it is for now. I will be fixing that up and replacing it with the other engine when I find it. But turns out it doesn't drop down. It does stick up the top a little bit. So it's the top bit that would stick out. And on top of the brackets, we've got the, we've got these door rails that I almost forgot about. Where's that 1x4 I dropped in here? Lucky number is 67. Just watching the chat melt at the mention of it. I wonder how long that's gonna last. I think forever. People will be like, that will pop up in the most unsuspecting place, and instantly this will be what you remember. Oh, you do have the Millennium Falcon poly bag. If you want to show it off, you could bring it in. But I think people want the bag. Yeah, there you go. That locks in. And we got a little Easter egg in here. Maybe a little throne. Maybe this is the gunner's turret pit. Does Leia ever man the turrets? Does Leia ever shoot a tie? Meeny, miny, mo? What do we build in here? This to go on the side, yes. So this still works for our build, despite half of it missing. Kids are already over 6'7". Padawan thinks it's the lamest thing ever. That is the way. Hello there. It is, yes. It was that last year's make and take / gift with purchase? Do you want to show it off? That is probably one of the funnest. Is the camera auto-focusing?
No.
Oh no. It always auto-focuses.
Go. It's not having it.
Oh no. Oh, there you go. At least it's in focus now. It's always auto-focusing and I can never get it to stop. And now suddenly it stopped. What? This Falcon is great. Made a stand with some rip-off Legos. Oh, maybe we have to make a stand for it.
Show the comparison.
Oh, could do for size. Yeah. Take a look at this.
I'll leave it with you.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
See ya. Look at that. So far, without the engine on the back, it's about double the length and about 3 times the width, almost. Once you've built out the sides and you've got the cockpit on it, 3 times the width. And the mandibles are going to be this far alone. It's, what's that, 27 times bigger than the poly bag. 3 by 3, and then about 3 tall. I think that adds up 1, 2 and a bit of the minute, but we've still got the roof to add. Guest appearance. Stream's favorite streamer by the looks. I don't take it personally. Also asked this morning if you were born in the 1900s or 1800s. Oh dear, at least it wasn't 1700s. Let's not make that the next thing. I do like when people get to grips with numbers and they start to, you can hear the cogs turning in their mind. You know exactly what's going on. But I've always been fascinated with numbers, so I picked up so much from an early age. Seeing other people process it is interesting. Jumpers. This is what it's like. Jumpers. This is for the middle bit that disconnects. I'm there now. I understand that. That's the jumpers. Oh, okay. And we're already working on the outside. Oh, bag number 5. No. If I can't find these pieces, which are like right in front of me, does that mean we can just sit here finding them all night long? I guess eventually I'd probably find a way to part these out as well. We are siblings. Yes, very close family. No, we're not. Don't clip it. Don't clip it. We're engaged. Unless you watched that one Batman stream for the first time and never saw anything else. All right. Before we round it off, because we've got the distracting from that, because we've got the door out here, we don't have anything finishing off the bottom. I would. Don't Luke layer the situation. Oh, thank you. Amitala, thank you. Born in 1967. You were 10 when Star Wars come out. That's like the sweet spot. Grew up with the OT, saw the return of the prequels, then the sequels. Sweet. Snap. Should be finished next stream if it's bag 5. Yes, that's what I'm hoping. Thank you for all the nice messages in chat. I want to add, before we round off this bag, I want to add a 1x2 slope, and I'm actually going to remove, if this is a 1x1 plate, it might not be, it's not, oh no it is a 1x1 plate. I'm going to swap this out for a 1x1 cheese slope, just to slightly add up to the angle. Maybe I could have kept the plate in and added the cheese slope. Actually, I probably could have kept the plate in. Easier modification to add than to take away. So we'll put that back and then add the cheese slope. That adds up to the same size and everything. There we go. We've got a little bit more of a rounded off side. Also stops us putting this in too low. Oh, and that's what the ingot's for. The ingot stops us moving it too low and slides in just like that. Kylo and Rey siblings, no. Thank you. Moon Shoes is just brain rot. Oh. Yeah, as soon as they kissed, you know, they were just owning back. Everything in the sequels is borrowed from the original trilogy. That was paying homage to Empire. But we are on bag 5 with Han Solo. We are almost halfway through, but right at the end of the instructions. What page? 136. Right at the end of the instructions, there are a few steps. Well, you get the parts, the advertisements, but there's usually a few steps on the smart play and how to activate the brick by waking it up. So you've got to get rid of like 20 pages. They show all the play features, which is nice. It is nice. We'll get into talking about this one next time when we build it. I also don't know where I've put my... Actually, they have plates here. I wonder if we could swap those out for tiles. Oh, that's a nice element. First saw that in the Malibu Mansion from Iron Man 3. wasn't very sure on that. Yeah, we're about halfway through. I would argue just a little over. And we'll be starting here next time. Fun fact for anyone that is doing instructions over separate builds. It actually fits. How crazy is that? But the polybag Falcon in the one I'm building, it actually fits. That's cool. If you need somewhere to hide your polybags, you can get 3 of them in here. One on the left, one on its side like that, and another on top. You could definitely get a few of them in there. Never underestimate the power of the moon shoes. Never. If you do want to go back to a certain page, this is 137. Hashtag page equals 137. And that will, every single time, there you go. We were already on page 137, but if I were to go to a separate page, hit refresh, wait the day and a half for it to load. I didn't think about this. I will preload these tomorrow, which is when we're going to be continuing on with the Falcon build. The desk will be a little clearer by then because I think we're going to need a load more of these slopes. The first thing we'll probably do, if I know instructions, is build the back of this. Then we'll move on to the front mandibles, and then we'll probably work on the roof. We've got one bit coming over here, and then similar to the pin connection at the front, we've got the same thing at the back, and there we go. Page 137, one of the best hacks for streaming, getting to the page you want every single time. That's hashtag page equals and the page number. Every time without fail, it brings you back for a PDF, brings you back to that page. But thank you so much for hanging. Almost 3 hours to build the first half of this Falcon, and that was parting out. I think if this was a set, you'd have had it built within 3 hours. That's a Star Wars movie with a few pauses to refuel your snacks. And yes, we're ending it here, but don't worry, tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. UK time, we will be going live and finishing the Falcon, and then maybe even adding it to Yavin. Not sure if there'll be enough time to modify it in stream, but there will be a video out with everything I add to the interior, including that modification we made to Luke's training scene today. And before we wrap it up, okay, I think it's gonna fit. The front is definitely overhanging. If the cockpit is right into Yavin, I'm worried it will overhang a bit too much. Maybe I have it sticking out this way, but it's definitely going to fit. That's a good sign. We're leaving on a high note. Thank you so much for watching. The next one will be tomorrow. I will have it scheduled within about an hour, so keep an eye out on the live tab. You can bookmark it. It will notify you to come back when that stream is live. I do usually go live a few minutes early, but don't worry, I try to keep the builds on time. Until then, thank you all so much for watching. Till tomorrow, may the bricks be with you always.